Anybody out there? Hello. Dad's Vintage Garage checking in with Kendall and Brady. Brady's up getting a shower. Hope that folks up. That's my trade show sign. And so a little bit about us, if you haven't checked into our channel yet, it's Dad's Vintage Garage. I'm a part-time reseller on eBay. I've got 2 listings on Etsy. I do a little bit of marketplace and then do a couple yard sales a year, a couple more home shows a year, and a couple flea markets a year. Trying to get the house decluttered. Got some young kids, 2 sons and a daughter. One son, middle son, likes helping me out. Kendall likes helping me out. We were going to go live last night, but we had a little, what do we have, Kendall? A little biting incident. So we couldn't go live. And I am going to put, let's see here, copy to the clipboard. Paste. Done. All right, so there's the come into the studio deal if anybody wants to join the chat. A little bit about what we've got going on today. Let's see, I had 2 small sales. I had a vintage tape dispenser that's shipping international, and then I had a screen protector for a device that's shipping within Virginia. So those were my 2, and I was trying to get logged in to ship Amazon today, but I didn't, since I haven't had a couple merchant fulfilled orders in a while. I've misplaced or forgotten my Amazon credentials, and so I've been trying to log on to that. What are you eating, Kendall?
Tomatoes and grapes.
So let's see. Vulture the dumpster diver. Hey, man.
Dad.
How are you from? Or where are you from, Vulture? I think I've talked to you before. Let's see. Vulture, where are you from? So I've been hitting, I've been watching some discounts at Walgreens this week. They had some markdowns that were supposed to change on the 28th, which would have been Sunday. And by the time I got there today, it ended up being somebody else had already come by and picked them up. I did get a pair of earbuds that were 90% off that I luckily found, but every store is different in their pricing, so you gotta kind of watch. Can you call Mom? Why do you need to call Mom?
I
No.
want to see where she is.
Oh, man.
Please.
So,
Thank you, Daddy.
let's see.
I'm going to call Mom, Daddy. Please, thanks.
Walter, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Welcome. Have we, where did we, what YouTuber did we meet on?
Fat Dog.
Okay. Yeah. Man, he's committed, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
Is it Frank, right?
Yes.
Yeah. I was watching some of his yard sale, in his driveway sales. And then, of course, I like his dumpster diving because he dumpster dives some of the same spots that I do. And I'm like an emotional dumpster diver on whether I hit the dumpster, on whether I feel like I'm not speaking in existence and I'm going to have confrontation. But, sometimes employees or law enforcement are kind of squirrely, and do I feel like dealing with it,
Well, Mr. Vulture is the one who usually goes and looks at the dumpster because I'm disabled.
Right.
I don't know. Can you hear me without pushing the button?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're fine. Yeah.
I don't know if you've gone and looked at my introduction to Vulture the Dumpster Diver yet or not, but I'm the one that will have the camera, and he'll be the one digging when he gets well.
Right. Now, do you do daytime or
Forgive me, I got a mouthful.
Yeah.
So far we've only done it in the daytime,
Yep.
but we're going to get more committed, and I don't know when we're going to do it. His knee is trying to heal, and I'm in therapy for my neck and shoulders right now. So,
Right.
have
Um,
have
I
you?
do. I do mainly daytime. I used to, when I was single, I do, at nighttime and all that. I didn't mind, but now that I've got a family and all that, I just try to be more, daytime. And honestly, I think it's less suspicious in the daytime because really nobody's really looking. At nighttime, if you're out flashlighting and all that, just kind of depends, I guess, on the area that you're in.
That makes sense. Have you visited my blog yet?
That's what I'm going. That's what I'm looking up right now
Oh, okay.
on the thing because I'll definitely. I think I spelled vulture wrong.
That's all right.
Bult. There we go.
Yeah, it's going live, so I left Frank and came to you.
So you're just getting started, huh?
Yeah, I am.
Perfect. I tell you, everybody tells you just to be you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All right. So I subscribed and I belled you. So that means I'll be notified on your bells. And the next time you put up content, I'll make a comment because I'll get notified and I'll go watch you.
Yeah, I have a couple items that I picked up at yard sales. So I need to post those.
So most of the stuff that I DD, I end up donating. Whether it's to the church or school supplies or whatever. I did get some neat office supplies this year, so that this summer, which was kind of a blessing. And I'm kind of mapping out my route. I tell people, people get so, I went, and there was nothing there. I said, you got to go a whole week to figure out the dumpster schedule. And then after your dumpster, you figure out the dumpster schedule, then you know what day or two you have to go. And then you also figure out what your competition is, because your competition will know those days too. And if you go multiple times in that one day, and if stuff starts disappearing out of the dumpster, then you've got other people that are diving that dumpster. There's an art to it. It really is.
Been to Steve and Steph's,
Yeah, I watch them. I do some. Yeah, that's a neat little couple that
They should that you go for 2 weeks to find out when the trash is empty.
Right.
Because we've gone, I think twice now. We've gone like on Tuesday, and both times there was nothing there. So,
yeah.
That's the day. Well, so far we've only checked out one that's right near the house because we're living with my in-laws and we're trying to work on our fixer-upper. And there's a lot more to do than we realized.
Right.
We just found out the floor is rotting.
So where I put in there, where are you guys from? What state?
Tennessee. I'm sorry, Tennessee.
Tennessee. Okay. We're gonna go to Nashville for Thanksgiving.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
We're just in Murfreesboro, so.
Okay.
So we're not far away from there.
We're gonna rent an Airbnb house, small house from I think she's a single mom, and my wife's parents are gonna go with us and just do a couple days out there. Hopefully, it should be fun. I hear that the Nashville flea market, they want to build a soccer stadium on the Nashville flea market.
They're keeping the flea market part. They're building more pavilions on a particular side of it. And then they're putting the soccer part on another part.
Okay.
Other side of it.
I mean, that would honestly, the clientele that goes to a soccer game, a lot of that clientele would probably go to a flea market also. So it's probably a smart move to keep them both,
Yeah, I agree. Do you belong to the Bearded Picker?
I do. I watch it. So I'm in Richmond, Virginia. So one of the guys, RVA Flips is, I guess, our YouTube sensation here in Richmond. and then I've got a couple of the other groups I belong to. I watch the Mid Morning Break Room, and then Norgus R. It's a ladies study group, kind of support group in the morning. I watch her. I like what they do because they do like a Tuesday. I think they do Tuesday morning as art day, where they just do, everybody works on their own art projects.
Oh, cool.
And then on Friday is hat day. So if you join the chat or whatever, you wear a crazy hat. So I'm looking at my crazy vintage garage sign, and it's wet because I had it set in front of my computer, and it fell and knocked the spaghetti. It smashed the spaghetti on the sign and splashed spaghetti on the computer, and so I had to rinse it off. So that's why it's all like, looks like it's wet.
Well, it looks very good. I even showed it to David.
Yeah, that's actually a floor door and a bottom of a boat.
Oh, wow.
That's the aluminum frame, and then the letters came from one of the Macy's that was closing in our area.
Wow.
And I ended up doing those. I kind of like that stuff, and I just finished up a flea market this past weekend, kind of a little upscale. They called it Just Junk and Flea, but it was really kind of like almost a Just Junk and Home show, and I kind of used that, in my booth just to kind of. And now there was another seller there that was called Vintage Garage also, and I said, well, I'm Dad's Vintage Garage, and I've got Dad's Vintage Garage on YouTube, on eBay, on Etsy, kind of trying to stake my territory a little bit.
Blame you.
Yeah.
I don't blame you at all.
So, but I'm kind of, a hard goods reseller. I started off when I first started selling on eBay. I did DVD. You don't mind me just the sign on there, do you? And just talking.
I can't see anything but your name and my name.
Okay, perfect. You can't see me, but you see my vintage garage sign?
No, because I went to the steam yard.
Oh.
I don't have to push the button here where if I
Let
go,
me see.
I have to push the button. You still there?
Yep. So, but I started off reselling on eBay, selling vacuum cleaner bags and DVDs. And the reason I did that was because I just wanted to learn the whole shipping process, and vacuum cleaner bags were easy because it was under a pound and you didn't have to worry about them breaking. And DVDs were easy because it was media, so it was cheap, cheap shipping. And then I started watching some YouTube videos and thought I could make a go at doing some clothes. And then I realized I wasn't excited about clothes. And I mainly just did like graphic T-shirts or shirts and all that. I didn't get a lot in pants, because pants, you got to deal with two different measurements. You got to deal with the inseam and the waist, and
Yeah.
there's too many variables there. And I'm not a fashionista kind of guy.
I'm not that kind of woman, but
Yeah, so I just kind of realized, and then I started watching a lot of the ladies on YouTube with jewelry, and I'm kind of interested in learning more about that because I think I could find some good stuff. But so, hey, Glenn Swamp Picker, welcome to the chat. Anybody's welcome to come in. I put the thing. I just met Vulture the Dumpster Diver. She's got a very new YouTube channel. I think she's got just getting her YouTube started. So if you get a chance to go over there and sub to her, she's getting started. She's from Tennessee, Murfreesboro, Tennessee. So we did. So I'm back to my main is just hard goods, home goods, things like that. Now I'm just trying to get my average sale price up because I'm realizing I could sell 5 or 6 T-shirts at $10 a piece, or I could sell a DVD, VCR, or something like that, and it's less work, and you're still rolling the dice on returns and all that. So, knock on wood, I don't have a lot of returns.
I've been watching the Crazy Lamp Lady. That's
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I would really like to do this because we're both disabled, but he's got a military disability, and all I have is my measly. When he got clarified as disabled, they cut me down to $60 measly a month. because they said he makes too much money. And I'm like, I'm permanently disabled. What? And we tried to fight it, and they said, we're not gonna make it anywhere. So we were like, okay.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, well, he's driving for Uber, so he's bringing in some extra money. But it's like, well, what can I do to bring in extra money?
Right.
So I started thinking about that, and then I started watching it, like, this looks pretty cool.
This is for me.
Yeah, you've got to get it. So you do. It's called a one. If you do eBay, it's called a 1% sell-through rate. So if you list 100 items and you sell 1% a day, that means you're going to sell about 30 items a month, and that's successful. So if you think if you only, someone says, oh, I only listed like 5 items, I haven't sold anything. The numbers don't lie. You need to list 10, and most likely you're going to sell 3 in a month. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Unless you have something very, oddball or very desirable, but you've got to stack the numbers in your favor. And honestly, it's kind of almost right on.
Yeah, I heard somebody on one of the blogs that I was watching, and they were talking about. I think it may have been Harlan's Adventures. About so that you see.
Breaking up.
I'm sorry. It was because I was. He said he had about 100 items.
Oh, she's breaking up, guys. Oh. All right, so Glenn has said tags do lie. Oh no! Hey, the Swamp Mama is she'll be here at 9. She told me to start early, and then she hadn't popped in. Glenn, if you're wondering, is he talking about my tagline?
I don't know.
Let me text her real quick and see what's up, because she was going to pop on. Oh, here you go. Hold on, man. It's going to pop on. There we go. Look at that. Who needs Swamp Mama when we got Swamp Picker? Oh, here you go. Hold on, man. Pop on. There we go.
I need to edit my.
Swamp Mama when we got Swamp Picker. Oh, here you go. Hold on, man. Pop on.
I need to edit my. Okay. I had that stream on. Yeah, what I said about tags you like, I mean, I bought a pair of jeans. And usually they're real close, and there may be like a couple, half inch. But I bought some that were like way off, about a couple inches. On your waist or inseam? Oh. Yeah, I know. You got to measure it all. I mean, they were like, it was an odd side, and they were like 37 or 38 jeans. Right. You know what? And I think they were like 35 length. You can tell the picture; they look like they were real short. So I put that in there, and like a 48 waist, and they were like maybe 46s, maybe. Right. I mean, these were way off. So I figured they still sell because it was an odd size. I mean, right. It's kind of short leg and all that.
Yeah, I
got them at a new thrift store. That's the first item I bought at this new thrift store. It's been open in maybe about 8 months or a year. And they were like super clean Levi's and all that. Posted them. Some guy in California bought them. And I put it in there, hey, you did see the sizes. I put it in parentheses, tag size and my measurement in the title and in the description. And I put it like 3 different times. As soon as he got them, he gave me instant feedback. Jeans were great. Right. I kind of saw that shipping. I knew he got them that day, so he must have tried them on. Right. And he gave me instant feedback. These things were great. I've got a pair of Route 66 that I cleaned out a house and I had them for a while, and they're size 50 waist, 32 length. Right. So those are some like almost square jeans, and they've got holes in them. And I looked at comparables, and the comparables are holy too. I mean, and some guys like those already broken in. Oh yeah. Items and all that. Yeah, what they call distressed, like the distressed. Yeah, I remember they used to have
jeans line back in the 80s called shotgun jeans, where they took perfectly good jeans
Oh, yeah, to shoot them. Yeah.
and they'd shoot at them and put holes all in them, and then they'd sell them, for high dollar. So, hey, I'm going to put you on mute for a second. I've got to find out what's going on.
Okay.
My wife just got home, so.
Yeah, see that. I guess she brought dinner.
Yeah. All right. So hold on a second.
Swamp Picker.
Hello.
Hey, I don't know if you've done this, but if you haven't, when you put your pants up for sale on eBay, I would suggest that if you're not already doing it, that you say, verified by being measured or whatever. Let them know that you've measured them yourself.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, I don't know if you heard me say that. It said my measurement and the tag measurement. I usually put it in parentheses. So
Are you real far away from the speaker or something? Kind of hard to hear.
Not really. I'm probably about arm's length from my
Okay.
camera.
Am I hard to hear?
A little bit. Not too bad.
Okay.
I can hear you pretty good.
No, it's not that.
I got a lot of static.
The speaker from the living room, the ball. Yeah. He's gonna get me the mic so that I don't sound so muffled. Oh, please turn up that fan. It's
Like you're dragging the mic on the floor.
oh, here. Thank you.
So, Vulture, is this the first time you've gone live on StreamYard?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Well, welcome.
Thank you.
I had, let's see, Texas Val came in the chat the other night, and she had done the second time she's done live. And I'm like a caveman when it comes to all this internet stuff, so I'm just learning. So I'm glad I can kind of pass a little bit about what I know.
Well, my grandson is teaching me a lot. He's like, Nani, it's not called a YouTube channel. It's called a vlog. And I'm like,
Oh,
okay.
I call it a YouTube channel.
yeah. Blog. I thought blogs were like you just did like a daily update. It's like kind of like instead of a diary, you do like a visual update of what's going on. And
yeah, that's what he was correcting me on, saying, that part's called a vlog. And I was like, well, I didn't know.
right.
Some parts is just strictly audio. It's no you might have a still picture. It's audio. One of them, I think, it's vlog, or I'm not sure what term is used.
Is there using oh, you didn't use the ball for me?
So, Glenn, is that picture of you? Do you work for the airlines?
We're at.
Oh, I don't.
You talking about that?
No, the one that's on your, because you're a motorcycle guy, but didn't you?
Right.
What's your little round picture? You got like a yellow vest on and your hat for your channel. It's on your. It's right.
Oh no, it's motorcycle.
A motorcycle.
I'm
Okay.
wearing a hat and I got a backpack. I got the straps on. Look like it.
Oh, I got you.
Okay. And you see the big canopy in the back behind me.
Right.
In California. That's probably about 8 years old.
Hey, Sandra, the other night we helped her get on live for the first time too. She didn't even want to be seen, and by the time we were finished talking, she came on live and was seen. So it was kind of neat. Sandra, the link is up top if you want to come in.
Now, do you still do a lot of house cleanups or what?
I was just like tonight. I went to visit my mom in the nursing home,
Right.
and the director. There's two things that I got going on there. One of the residents has lived in his house for 52 years, and he's now having to get his house emptied out. I'm trying to get that going on. And then the lady, the nurse director there, she also has things where she needs help kind of cleaning out. So I'm trying to kind of up my game a little bit on that. I just kind of find stuff wherever it just falls in my lap. So
because there's one item that a lot of people think is, empty gun boxes. I'm not sure how familiar with empty gun boxes. Some people just toss them in the garbage thinking they're junk.
Right.
But you need to look them up because you get high dollar, anywhere from $30 to thousands.
So are you talking about the plastic cases or?
Oh no, not those. Some of those get $30 and $40 actually, certain models. But I'm talking about the cordboard ones, like back in the probably the 80s to 40.
Right.
And like I said, I mean, some of them get thousands.
Right.
And all that. And like I said, I know because like I sold a couple. You know.
Right.
I'm not catching what he's saying. It's very quiet for me.
You can hear me pretty good, John, huh?
Yeah, I hear you fine. Yeah.
You might need to turn your volume. Check on that your regular volume at the bottom of the computer, that little microphone. Make sure it's at least 50%
I
or
got the
more.
volume all the way up. He went to get me a headset so I could hear you better.
So I feel like Dad's Vintage Garage channel has at least has got a small blip on the radar since we've got Bum Crack popping in. You know.
Oh man, you're big time. If he's in your group.
He's great. I mean, he supports everybody's channel, and the best thing is I still don't know how to promote my channel address on other people's chat, and he'll put the link for your channel up there on other people's chat, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you got to copy and paste, and then kind of learn. I don't know exactly how to do it all myself, but I know a little bit.
I got recognized by Bum Crack Picture.
So, and hey, Michelle Latham, she's from Richmond. She's, matter of fact, Michelle, I was thinking, Kendall just took my phone, but I think next Tuesday is our Richmond meetup. So,
I'm talking to Dad's Vintage and Swamp Picker.
Yeah, last meetup I went to was in Nashville, and that was like 8 hours from me.
Yeah.
Last month.
Thanks.
That was pretty fun because we went to Goodwill Bins and all that. I've never been. I did pretty good at the Goodwill Bins. I haven't sold none of that stuff yet, but I did pretty good.
I was saying earlier, that's where we're going to go for Thanksgiving.
It's still very low.
Oh, you're good now. You're super loud, Vulture. Now I can
hear you. Good. So you going to Nashville?
Nashville, yeah. We're going to get out there. The kids are off for the full week. Caroline's got to work Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
So we're going to head out and do what's called the Virginia Creeper Trail, which is like a train track in the mountains, and you get a ride up to the top, and you just drift down the mountain. And then we'll head to Nashville and just do a little sightseeing and hang out and go eat some barbecue. And
my mama.
Well, have you ever done the Goodwill Bins before?
We have bins in Richmond.
Yeah, I've never done a bin. The closest bin here is probably 4 hours away in Shreveport, and I've never been. But we spend maybe 30 minutes. But I can say where you can do really good because I got a lot of brand new stuff. That was sealed. And I guess if you go in there, spend 4 hours a day in one of those things, or a couple hours, you can do pretty good.
Yeah, they in Richmond. I mean, they've got the regular guys there that are. Yeah. They've got their different niches, and there's ones that do the flea market. They're basically 7-day-a-week resellers because they're at the bins 5 days a week, and then they do one flea market Saturday, one Sunday. And they've got their different niches and bragging rights. They're always saying, "Oh, this is a real Gucci handbag," and blah 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 blah. I'll talk, whatever.
Well, some of them, like you said, might work on volume and certain things, but I mean, if they got a certain niche, if you know what there is, and sometimes people say you got 5 guys in there, and all of them have different niches. All of you are different, but some of you might be the same. But you got one guy looking for this. Well, if you find it, you give it to him and say, "Hey, you find something for me. This is what I'm looking for."
Yeah.
Because those things are so big, and there's so many. You might have 100 people there.
What I have learned after all the and I haven't been in a couple months because right now I'm sourcing out of my own house, trying to get my mess cleaned up.
How do I make the speaker work?
Hey, Vulture, I can hear you perfectly.
Okay. He gave me a headset, so I wasn't sure if you could hear me or not.
Oh yeah, you're loud. You're like
I'm sorry.
No, you're strictly on. You don't have your YouTube up, do you? You strictly on StreamYard?
Yeah, she's on StreamYard. Okay. All right, talk, Vulture.
Okay. Do you want me to go back to YouTube? I can do that.
No, you're perfect right there. Stay right there.
Okay.
Yep, you're good.
I got my YouTube chat out, but like I said, I got my volume down so it doesn't interfere on feedback.
My upload and download is really off, so I just have StreamYard on, so I know that the chat is really slow. So I see Aaron Marcus has popped in. So hey, Aaron.
Hey, Aaron.
So the advice I'd give you guys that you make your friends at the bins if you're a regular bin goer, and then if there's anything you remotely think you're interested in, just stick it in your cart. Yeah. even if it's incomplete, it may be missing a piece or two because you might go 3 rows over and find the
Find
Oh
it.
yeah, I might find it.
and
I have
and
a question.
yes, ma'am.
Um, I have just a couple of items. I haven't listed them on eBay yet, but I was thinking about showing them on my video just to show this is what I picked up.
I do it all the time.
Okay.
A haul
'Cause-
video. I got like 100,
Yeah.
probably 100 videos. All of them
Okay.
haul videos.
I mean, like I think I've got three pieces here at the house, and my others are at my other house because we're in the process of what do you call it?
Renovating.
Renovating. Yeah, there's the word. Thank you.
Hey, I'm listening, Vulture. I just met you tonight. I'm listening to what you have to say.
Thank you. Yeah, we're renovating a house, so we're living with my in-laws. So some of my stuff is there and some of it's here. But I have some items that I picked up this weekend, and I was like, is 2 items going to be enough for me to show that I picked up?
No, not really. You need a bigger show. Could be like 2 minutes.
Okay. Okay.
Unless you got other stuff to talk about, souls, or if you got other information
Right.
and all that to give. But 15 minutes is about the shortest you want to go. I've done some 15 minutes real quick ones, but I try to do 30 minutes if I can and just stretch it out.
Okay.
So the Glenn, the idea of being 10 minutes or more is like when you get monetized and you've got more opportunities.
I'm not even monetized,
Yeah, but is that the why that people do 10-minute or more videos, or?
I'm just too short, maybe.
Okay. See, I like short videos. I don't have the attention span to sit and watch 50.
Yeah, I don't want to get over an hour. 30 minutes.
Right.
Unless I start just BSing people in the chat, but as far as what I'm talking about, basically.
Yeah.
And I have heard that when you're watching somebody's video, that of course you want to be subscribed to them and you want to like, but you also need to watch the video to the end for them to get credit for the fact that you watched their video.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Yeah, I don't know if that's an older thing that they were doing or not.
There's not enough time in the day to do that. I might
So Walter, you just need to be you. You watch what you want to watch, and you'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Like you said, I just jumped on this real quick.
If you're like watching a lot of content, you can actually speed up the talking, so it's like time and a half.
I've done that.
And watch videos quicker if you've got a lot of content you want to watch.
Yeah.
Or you just kind of skip through because you can drag the toolbar at the bottom, and then you can kind of watch what's going on with the picture as you're dragging that toolbar and decide which parts you want to watch.
Because this is kind of a hangout video, and then you got haul videos that might be an hour long, and you can sit there and skip. It's kind of on your own.
Right. That makes sense.
I'm not sure, like if you're watching the morning shows, you got the boardroom one, you got the chit pickers. Those are just hangout videos there, and all that.
So Glenn, Bumcrack just promoted your channel.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Bumcracker.
Thank you, Bumcrack Picker.
And Bumcrack just did Vulture too, so thank you.
When Donatella comes on, I'm going to watch her. She's supposed to do like a special show tonight.
Michelle Lathan said that it should be at least 10 minutes to 1 second for monetization.
Yeah, I'm not sure the actual, time limit, whatever, but I'm not even monetized yet. I don't have enough watch time yet.
What exactly does that mean?
You got to have like 4,000 minutes or something. It's pretty up there. I know that.
Okay.
So you have to have 1,000 subscribers.
Okay.
And 4,000 watch minutes or hours.
Right. And I got my 1,000 subscribers back in June.
Well, I'm just at like 30, so.
Right.
Well, see, it used to be you could do that. The watch hour is about it's doing it on your phone. Okay, the 1,000. I used to be able to, do garage. I used to have a couple garage sales and do it on my phone. Set it up, put a big sign on it. Say, hey, you're being on YouTube, and I had maybe 300 or so. But whenever they had that mass shooting in Australia, beginning of this year, YouTube came out and said, hey, you got to have 1,000 subscribers because the guy that did the shooting did it live on his phone. So to stop that, YouTube said, okay, we're going to hurt everybody more or less. You got to have 1,000 watch hours.
So you could be, if you have 1,000, you could still be
not 1,000 watch, 1,000
have 1,000 subs.
1,000 subs.
Right.
Like,
Okay, I have another question.
okay, go ahead.
Okay, my grandson said he wants to join my channel because it's on the same what is that? IS no,
Well, how old is it? Because there's a lot of crazy new laws passed in the past couple of weeks that YouTube is really getting down on. One person had like all his kids in his videos and all that, and they did something and took a lot of his videos down or sent them a
Oh,
nice little letter.
well, he doesn't want to be in the video. He just wants to subscribe to my channel. And I'm like, well, because we're at the same house, is that going to even
As long as you
count?
got his own email account, I think he can do it.
Okay.
Right. You can have 10 people living in the house and 10 different subscribers, as long as they got their own email.
Okay.
Like if he has his own YouTube channel. I guess the only way you could be a subscriber, I think, is to get your own YouTube channel.
Yeah, he's planning to do that. He wants to do gaming videos. So,
Right.
because my nephew he's really, really good. He makes a lot of money doing gaming.
Right.
And my grandson was like, that's something I want to do. And I'm like,
Right.
okay. And he's like super smart. And
Right.
I'm not trying to brag. I'm just telling you, he's super smart. So I'm like,
Right.
if you want to do it, we'll help you do it.
Right.
But I appreciate that because I
Well, just
didn't
figure
know
out what
that.
the laws are for like kids, because now they're doing a lot of things now. Because like if you do it on toys, they're going to want to cater into adults with toys or kids with toys and stuff. It's kind of weird. I don't know the full story about it.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not.
Do you know where?
They're talking about like anything that could be construed in a different way. Like if they're eating an ice cream cone and they're licking the ice cream.
Right.
People find that different
Sexual,
feelings on that, right? Or
Well,
I noticed that some family channels, because my kids watch a lot of YouTube, and they've got their kids all covered up at the beach because they can't show any skin at the beach. So that's one of the things I've got to consider. Like, my kids and Kendall likes being on the channel. What that's going to mean for the Dad's Vintage Garage in the future, whether it's we've got to have a separate kids channel that's appropriate, and then I guess an adult reselling channel. I like it because we're a family. We resell as a family. Brady Goes Flea Market, but there's some weirdos out there, and gotta try to keep things safe.
we don't. Go ahead.
Thing, like John, how you put your link in there, you got to be careful of that, because if somebody trolling hits that and gets in here. I don't remember if you remember Chris Carone. You remember him?
No, I don't.
Oh, I know you probably, because you're being there. I didn't know if John knew, but it's been a couple of years. It's been about a year. Oh, he used to do live shows. One of those shows was called, it was like on Wednesday or Thursday, the drive-by. Does that mean he put the link in there, anybody could jump in? So we'd take turns and all that. Well, one person got in there, a troll, and he started showing porn. And he's trying to figure out how to get it off real quick,
Yeah, I just noticed, I don't know if I've got any wrenches here, but if I ever shut it down, it's because it's inappropriate.
Right.
So Florida Jim is another guy I just recently subbed to, and he's trying to get a hashtag going called hashtag Truth Media, which is a great idea on, what you hear on the news, and whatever your political affiliation is. He just thinks, it's just like you hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Us on YouTube, we've got a lot of truth out there on YouTube. So he just posted up the Truth Media thing. So he, if there's something that you're proud of and it's the truth, like, you do a haul video and it's everything you're saying on there is true. Put there Truth Media, man. You're telling the truth. So he's trying to get that going. So
Would I put the hashtag in my
I think you put it above your title. Is that right, Glenn?
I'm not sure exactly how that,
But anyway, see how he put it. Even if you were in somebody's chat, if you just feel like, hey, somebody is like talking good and speaking the truth, just put hashtag Truth Media. He's just trying to get that spread out. So if you subscribe to Florida Jim, he's out on the beach. I think it was Sunday afternoon. He's just talking about what Truth Media is all about. So go check out his channel.
Okay.
So no, because you bit somebody last night. So Yeah, so I always mention this. It's you've got to find your little wheelhouse on YouTube. I'm still trying to find my wheelhouse, but there's some freaky stuff on YouTube.
Oh yeah.
True. Very
And,
true.
and I'm not talking about freaky stuff with 50 subscribers. I'm talking about freaky stuff, and some of these guys have got 8, 10,
On
15,
thousands.
50,000 subscribers, and they're watching them. It's crazy.
My
So
grandson was telling me about that today. Like one of the gamers he watches is oh my gosh. The one that my older daughter watches is Cutie Pie. And he's got, oh my gosh, over 100,000 viewers and subscribers. And I'm just like, oh, he's in the millions. And what's that other guy that uh that Ethan watches? That's David, Mr. Vulture, you hear in the background.
yeah,
Dan Tedium. Yeah, that's the one. He's in the millions. And I was like, I don't even care if I don't make it that far.
Yeah.
You know.
I just found a cool. What was it called? Portal People, I think it was, or people. It's these two young kids that go into abandoned house, abandoned malls, abandoned Detroit manufacturing factories, and just they film abandoned properties, and it's really neat. And they do really professional videos. I mean, they research the property, when it's heyday. They come up with some old advertising, talk for it, give a little bit of history, and
Oh wow.
Well, a couple of them doing right now. I've been watching old abandoned racetracks. You know how they go out in the woods and it's just like hundreds of feet of asphalt with trees growing in them. They actually had one in Augusta and they were comparing it. It closed down in the 70s, and nobody never showed up. But if it was around today, it'd probably be the #1 track in the world because they said they kind of figured out on computer. The last time somebody rode on the racing the track versus some of the newer tracks. This track back then, today would be probably one of the fastest tracks, road courses there is.
right.
And all that, and it's
Wow.
just still there. I mean, parts of it, but they got like volleyball courts, golf courses, everything like a giant park. And you can, within 100 yards of the park, and you could, walk the old track.
Yeah, and you can see some of these abandoned like amusement parks, and
Oh yeah, we have a couple of them here. We had one in New Orleans when it flooded. They were in the process of tearing it down. That's when Katrina came through. Six Flags of New Orleans. And we only had it a few years, but
I'm trying to see if Hip Flippin Mamma is around because she said she's the one who wanted to originally go live, or I invited her to go live tonight.
Yeah. Well, I know Reseller Rowboat is live now, and Donatell is live. That's who I was waiting for.
Yeah,
I wanted to see that show.
and
So
and there's no, I mean, when y'all pop in and out, it's like Tracy was talking about. It's like all these YouTube lives. You're going to step on. You're not necessarily stepping on each other. You're just giving everybody a choice. It's like
Right.
ABC, NBC, PBS,
yeah,
CNN, and people that are watching. You got to decide what you want to watch. No hard feelings.
So like you said, it's only much. You figure from 6 o'clock Central Time to 9 o'clock, Central Time, that 3-hour window or 4-hour window where it's only so many people can do a show,
Exactly.
Right.
And you're going to step on you might be stepping on your own friend's toes, but that's just part of it.
I'm kind of a night owl, so I like the late night, but not everybody can stay up late. I'm
I'm up at, it's 6 o'clock almost, 6:30. So I try to get to bed for like 10:30, and all that. If not, I'm being a zombie. I can't. My job, I need to be up.
Yeah, I've got to actually. I'm going to go work at the Virginia State Fair tomorrow with Skills USA, which is the vocational, technical, the high school kids and the trades.
And I'm skipping school.
And Kendall's going with her friend to go to the State Fair. I think State Fair is probably better educational value than school for a day.
Right. Well, especially if you make them learn something. At the end of the day, it's okay. You write me a report on what you learned at the fair.
Right. Well, I mean, you got all the plants and the vegetables
Right.
and the livestock, and I mean, it's a lot of visual.
It's not about
Yeah.
interaction. Brady's like, Brady has a test, so he didn't want to go to state fair. I'm like,
So that'd be a good, field trip for a school, really. We got,
right.
well, I'll see you later, John. And it's good meeting you.
It's good meeting you too.
Thanks for stopping in, Glenn.
Okay, I might come by later if you're still in here.
All right, we'll see what's.
Okay, so I'll let you up. Okay, see you, man.
Dad, is the dishwasher clean?
All right, where's Swamp Mama or Hip Flippin Mama? Let me see if she's around because she was going to come on at 9. How you doing, Vulture? You hanging in there?
Yeah, I'm still here. I'm just trying to read some of the typed comments that people put because I was trying to see if I could learn anything else. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You're good.
Okay. Yeah, I have my cousin's husband has a YouTube channel, and I was going to do a shout out so you guys knew his channel. I don't know his name of his channel, and I tried to go to Facebook, and it won't let me at the moment.
Right.
But he does, like when a new food comes out, he will do this big review on it and tell you whether he likes it or he doesn't like it. And so I'm like, well, if I could do a shout out for you, I would, but I can't get on Facebook right now. So
the Montana Picker just popped in, and I guess they had snow yesterday.
oh, wow.
I think they had a big snowstorm out west.
Hi, Montana Picker.
Folsom Prison. So Draft Horse Diva, Sandra, we're going to try to do a interaction or get her. She's got a huge collection of costume jewelry, and I feel like it would be great to share with the world. So we're going to figure out how we can best do that, and she can share some of her special pieces and all that.
So Draft Horse Diva, do you sell them or you're just collecting them?
I met her on an auction site, and I think mainly she's a collector.
Okay.
So, but I think except for those super special pieces, like I said, everything in my house is for sale except for my wife and kids. It's a great price. I'll tell you about everything I have.
We're going to do, not to that extreme, but we're going to do a lot of things when we get everything into our house, out of storage and out of my in-laws' house, and get it all into our house, and we start setting up. I'm going to go through stuff and, okay, you don't want this anymore. Let's see what it'll sell for.
Right.
So, and if it'll sell, then we're getting it. We're getting money for it.
So so you're talking about your stuff that your haul video. You can do a haul video of just your junk in your house, and a lot of times when people are just getting started in reselling, they think they've got to go out and source stuff.
Right.
You don't have to go buy stuff. Use the stuff you already got in your house that you're thinking about maybe boxing up and taking to Goodwill. A lot of times the stuff that you're thinking of taking to Goodwill, you can just list it. And if you're new to reselling, that's great practice because you're willing to give it away to Goodwill anyway. Why
right.
not with it on eBay? And probably 95% of the stuff that I try to do research or get a comparable on, somebody has already attempted to sell it on eBay. So it's not a surprise. You don't have to worry about the pricing and all that, because somebody has probably already tried to sell it. Now, if you've got a rare item and there's not a comparable, that's either nobody wants it or it's rare enough where it doesn't list every 90 days.
Right. You were talking about.
But you could show, what I was going to say is you're worried about, like if you want to do a haul video, you've got a few things that you DD'd, but now you've sourced some stuff, you've piled some stuff together in your house. Go through and show that stuff too. And then if you got a couple people watching your if you're going to do a video, just do the video, and people can comment, what do you think about this, what do you think about that,
Okay.
So, and nothing's perfect. I'm still like, I've got to get my banner on my channel, I've got to do my end titles and all that. I've got to make priority, and I haven't done it yet.
Yeah, David is in the process of trying to do another introduction so that he's in it too, and he's
Right.
trying to do the video so that it introduces our channel. If you know what I mean, you know
Right.
the.
So I have a special guest coming in. I told she was going to be in at 9 o'clock, and she just got home and all that. But Kelly, Hip Flippin Mama, she was one of the first YouTubers and resellers that I kind of met that kind of reached out to help me get started and kind of understand technology and all that. And it's like we've got a good adult reseller. We're both in happy marriages. We've got a good communication relationship and all that. And she can hang out on my channel anytime. So here is Kelly.
Hello,
Hi,
Kelly.
everybody.
Hello.
You know, John, my husband, I have to keep my voice down because my husband just went to bed.
Yeah, he had to
Aw.
work today, didn't he?
Well, no, he's on vacation, but he goes back to work tomorrow. And
Right.
I thought he would be watching Monday Night Football, but I heard him just go to bed. So I have to be very quiet.
You guys have had, I forgot to ask you, how did you like the Rambo movie?
It was okay. I was a little disappointed. It wasn't as good as I had hoped it would be. Would I go see it again? Yes, I would go see it again.
Right.
But, and of course, I'll buy it when it comes out because I have to have every Stallone movie. But,
And he hasn't had some of the best ones. He's had some great ones, but then there's been some like not so hot ones either.
well, you know what I think it is? He's contractually obligated to do so many for the studio. And I think that he's just cranking them out.
Did he look like super old in the movie, or did they make him look kind of
He
muscular?
didn't look like Rambo. He looked like Sylvester Stallone.
Okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to keep my voice down.
Well, you're talking about having a good marriage and all that. We've been married for 31 years, so I know what you're talking about there.
Congratulations. We just hit our 30 year.
Oh, congratulations. Yeah,
You
we've
see
got.
Brady, she's waving at you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You're welcome. Yeah, I'm just getting started, so I'm learning a lot.
You're just getting started on eBay?
Well, I haven't started on eBay yet. I'm just starting to source, collecting from garage selling, and we're going to start going dumpster diving. And my husband's in the process of healing, and also John was just telling me to, collect stuff around the house that we're going to donate to Goodwill and try to sell it. So
Absolutely. That is excellent advice.
yeah, so we're gonna do that. Right now we're working on a fixer upper. We're renovating it, and
nice.
it's a lot more renovation than we thought. We just found out that the kitchen floor is rotten.
Ooh.
And the guy who told us that said that he was surprised that the refrigerator is even there, that it hadn't sunk through the floor. It's that bad.
Really?
Yeah.
So Walter, is it rotted because of water damage, or rotten because of termites?
Water damage, I think.
Okay. All right.
And we have to.
And are the floor joists? Can you scab onto the floor joists, or you got to replace them totally?
I don't know. David hasn't been able to really look at it yet, so
Right.
I'm not sure.
Right.
When we had the guy come in and put air conditioning in, he saw the hole that the prior owners had left in the floor, and he looked through it and he said, "Man, your kitchen floor is rotten. You're going to have to replace that whole thing."
That's too bad.
And I do have a question. I have a picture of our proposed bathroom layout And I was wondering if I should put that on my channel, because that's one of the things my channel is about.
Yeah, why not?
And I'm disabled. I'm permanently disabled. My spine is 3/4 fused. So he's putting a very big shower, 6x4 shower in there for me. So I don't have any problems. And a vanity so I can sit it and brush my teeth and stuff. And sometimes I do good. I can walk around. Other times I can barely walk. So it just
Oh.
depends on the day. So
I'm
So
so sorry, honey.
I don't think, I mean, don't, whatever is on your heart to post on YouTube, there's other people that'll be interested in it.
okay. Well-
So I wouldn't worry about, I mean, you're still trying to find, just like I'm still trying to find my wheelhouse, you're still trying to find yours. Just put
Right.
it up there. You'll find out it's like, I'm not really trying to play. I'm just being me, I guess. Trying to be me. I'm being me.
That's what I tell my kids all the time.
transparent.
Be yourself.
You know, you see nothing super fancy. You see all my junk. You see this. You see the stains on my shirt. You saw my wet sign that I spilled spaghetti. You know, it's just like, it's not going to be perfect. Just put your stuff up and you'll find people that watch. There's another couple that I watch on YouTube. I think it's called, is it Squirmy and Grimes? Is it Squirmy and Grimes or Squirmy and Kate or something? He's in a wheelchair and she kind of takes care of him, and they just got engaged this year, and they're getting married, and they traveled over to Poland to see her relatives, and they went through the whole production of were the airplanes appropriate to fit the wheelchair, you know, the bulkhead. Did the wheelchair go through the bulkhead? And it was, yes, we can fit you, then no, we couldn't. And
Oh, wow.
and then worried about the hotels and whether they had handicap ramps at the hotels. And I mean, that's just just real stuff. That's not like production stuff. They're just kind of filming their life, and people are watching it.
Yeah.
And so I would think that shower renovation for somebody that's, you know, disabled or is very appropriate content, because there's other people that would appreciate that, you know.
Well, I told my husband that I was going to do a separate channel because I'm in the process of trying to lose weight. I was laid up for almost 10 years before we really found out what was going on with my back, and I gained weight because of it. So now I'm trying to lose weight, and I want to show other people that just because you're disabled doesn't mean that you can't lose weight. It can be done.
Right.
And so I told my husband, I said, I'm going to do another channel for that purpose.
So there's a very uplifting channel called Be the Difference Clothing with Joy. And everybody, I don't care what your background is, your race, creed, color, everybody is welcome on that channel. And
Oh yeah. Joy is a wonderful person.
so Bumcrack, I don't know, can you put that up there, her channel, if you can? The Be the Difference Clothing with Joy. But she's just a very giving person. So that's a channel I'm check out too. And you talk about it, and you'll find your different paths on people that are going through weight loss or health issues or this or that. They're different communities and all that. This community, you know,
Okay.
I kind of, the way I found, you know, I've got little interests in dumpster diving, and Kelly kind of is big time into jewelry and jewelry jars and reselling. She does a jewelry auction every Wednesday.
Oh, wow.
Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
That's right. Promote that pimp, and we're pimping her out on the jewelry and all that. So she had a unique, when I first started to get to know Kelly, she was working, and I enjoyed her videos because she was doing live videos as she was speeding down the icy roads from work to home.
Oh my gosh.
Was it a Carmagia? What was your car? Is it a Volkswagen or what was it?
It's still a Suzuki SX4.
Okay. It was just, and she had her fluffy coat on, and she's driving, and she's like, oh, I can barely see you. And it's like everybody's saying, watch the road. And then it was kind of like the going joke was like, okay, today I made it home in 32 minutes, and yesterday I made it home in 39 minutes, and her windows were fogging up, and it was funny.
Wow.
I do some fishtails and things like that on
Yeah.
purpose.
Goodness.
My car is all-wheel drive, so it goes really well in the wintertime.
Well, I've not driven in about eight 8 or 9 years. And David
Oh
is trying
wow.
to get me to get back in the car. The doctor told me I would have to take the test again and learn how to drive again because I can't twist anymore. So he said, you're going to have to learn a whole new way of driving. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that or not. So, but I'm getting to the point where it's like, I want to be able to like go to a yard sale on my own or go to the bins on my own without always having to say, hey, do you feel up to doing this today?
Right.
Because sometimes he has things that he wants to do, and I want him to be able to do what he wants to do. So, he said, my husband told me, he said, you got to learn to drive again. And I'm like, I don't
All
know.
right. So, Vulture, do you see where Bumcrack put on there? Be the difference clothing.
Let me see.
You can either click on that, go to the channel and subscribe now, or write it down with a pen. Just Be the difference clothing.
Okay.
Okay. But don't
All
miss
right.
out on that one. That's a good channel. That's a really good channel.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, John, I've got some bad news.
You got to go.
Yeah, my mouth is too big.
What are you talking about?
What?
My mouth is too big. I talk too loud. My husband gets up
Did he
at
tell you?
3 a.m. in the morning.
Did he tell you to be quiet?
Well,
Or he told us to be quiet?
we have a system so that I
Okay.
know when I'm being too loud.
Okay. All right.
And
I get a rain check.
yes, definitely, John. I'm so sorry.
No, that's okay. No worries. Honestly, I wasn't, when I said, when are we going to go live again? I wasn't, I've got to get up early to go to the state fair tomorrow. But
Definitely this week, though. Definitely this week. We will this week. I promise.
I've got to get the house cleaned up for Kendall's slumber party on Friday. And
Oh,
Caroline,
fun.
she's giving me the look when she got in here, like, all right, I don't see any progress.
Oh, all
Well,
right,
maybe
honey.
we
Well,
all need
listen,
to go.
Vulture. It was nice to meet you. You can call me Mama,
Okay, it was nice meeting you too, Mama.
and hopefully next time we'll get a chance to get to know each other. John, I'm so sorry.
No worries. I think there's some other lives going on too, so I think everybody's out everywhere. And I didn't expect. Hey, this was just a pop-up live, so
Yeah, and I did forget I committed to one of those
yeah, that's
to
fine.
watching.
Well, I figured you were just going to do
And
your
which is not a
live.
problem because I don't talk.
Yeah.
I can turn the YouTube all the way up and it doesn't bother my husband. It's just my voice that he hears. He can sleep through everybody else's voice in the TV, but my voice
Right.
keeps him up.
I'm not worried about it.
I'd like to think it's because I'm so sexy, but I don't think that's the reason. All right. I'll talk to you later. Give the kids a kiss for me, John.
Okay, sounds good. Thanks, Mama.
Okay.
Bye,
Bye-bye,
honey.
Mama.
Love you.
So, John, you may need to go so you can get the house ready.
Oh, I mean, it's just like I'll be gone all day tomorrow at State Fair. I sell on Amazon as merchant fulfilled.
What exactly is that?
Okay, so that from my brief understanding, good night. Did you say good night? Is Sandra leaving, or did she say good night to Hip Flippin Mama? Anyway, but my brief understanding of Amazon, and Amazon's a totally different cookie than eBay, and I've always been given. Somebody told me, figure out one platform first and get halfway competent at it before you try to tackle another platform. So I got going in eBay, and then I said, okay, I'm going to try this. You see all these guys flashing all this stuff. They're really successful on Amazon, and so Amazon pretty much has two ways. And this is just from how I understand it. It may be different, but two ways to sell on Amazon. You can do what's called merchant fulfilled, where you kind of like treat it almost like it's you fill orders from home and you ship it just like you would eBay, or you have fulfillment by FBA, which is called fulfillment by Amazon, where you send stuff to the Amazon warehouse and then they take care of everything.
I think that's what the bearded picker does.
Right, he does. And so the fulfillment by Amazon, there's like a $40 a month fee, and I had a hang up with it. I didn't do it. I should have done it. I didn't do it. I did merchant fulfill, where I'm just kind of like, I've got some merchandise, I list it on Amazon. When an order comes in, I ship it from my home and it goes out to the customer. So far, it's been great when I do it. It's just not a big volume or whatever. So long story short, I haven't had any orders on Amazon for probably about 5 or 6 weeks, and I get some Moen towel racks that I had picked up, retail arbitrage, and the customer ordered 2 of them. Well, I can't log. I forgot my login for Amazon.
Oh no.
So trying to figure that out, and then I've got 2 different logins because one's a buyer account, which I shouldn't have because my wife's got Prime, so we use hers if she ever buys stuff because it's free shipping. And then I've got my Seller Central account. I can't remember my login.
You're going to need to get yourself a little booklet to keep that information in.
Well, hey, I have the booklet. I just can't find it.
Oh, that
So
stinks.
that's my thing. So anyway, so I put in a request tonight, and it could be 24 hours. So the order came in on Saturday night after my flea market, and I said I knew I'd ship it out Monday, and I still haven't logged in. So I don't know what I'm going to do.
Well, good luck with that.
So
Have
we'll
you-
figure it out. I mean, it's kind of like maybe the writing's on the wall where Amazon's just not my focus. You know?
It may not be.
So speaking of Amazon, if anybody is into Amazon, my go-to person on that is Tiffany with Eat Sleep Amazon. She's got a channel, and she is another person just like Hip Flippin Mamma that kind of has helped me technology-wise. She's very patient. I think she's in grad school, but she's also a big-time seller. She's been ungated in some multiple product lines for Amazon. So that channel is called Eat Sleep Amazon. Tiffany.
Have you watched this lady? Her channel is called Breakfast. And as of right now, she is refusing to do eBay or Amazon. And she's doing all on Facebook and
Right.
Facebook Marketplace. And I was thinking, okay, well, you could do that. And you could also do maybe Craigslist.
Yep.
And I was thinking maybe doing that.
So you've got to find out, it's like you're going to get my attention span. I've got mission creep. So, oh my gosh, I should sell on Mercari. Oh, I should try Posh. I could do this. So I've kind of like, not that I've mastered eBay because I know, I haven't mastered eBay because I don't have a consistent listing habit. But I know, you do what's called feed the beast. You put the listings in. That activity basically wakes up the monster, and the listings start going out, and people start seeing, hey, I want to buy your stuff. There's all different platforms. You can do the marketplace, Facebook Marketplace, Craigslist. You've got to decide. To me, I'm not sure. It's like you're at home, you're disabled. Are you going to want people to come to your house? Or are you going to want to meet people out in public?
Well, what my husband usually does is he has a place where he will take it and, exchange the money and the product.
So your bigger items might be good, but your smaller items where you're like, let's say, I don't know if I'd meet somebody for like a $10, $15 item, but you could sell it on eBay and make, $6 to $8.
Yeah. And
you start putting together a couple of those a week, and then next thing you know, you're making, $30 to $50 a week on it. So Marie just popped in the chat. You see her on the thing.
Hi, new people.
She and Justin, they don't do any eBay. They do marketplace. That's what they do. They sell local.
Okay.
So that's their niche. They don't do eBay. They do local. So that's what I'm saying. You've got to figure out what best fits your lifestyle and then just kind of give it a try. And you don't give it a try for a week or two. You've got to give it honestly, there's like four seasons in the year. There's 4 seasons in reselling too. Like this fourth quarter, that's when things start cranking, man. It's like if you can like just make a little effort to get some things up on eBay right now, fourth quarter is when stuff really gets moving. You'll stay really busy.
Do you feel okay with that though, Marie? I mean, I would think I would feel nervous about that.
About what?
Having people come to the
Oh.
house to pick stuff up.
So I'm going to answer a little bit, and she may answer too. But on Facebook Marketplace, the people you might know people that are like people know you have common friends, I guess.
Huh?
And so when you have common friends, and you're like, oh, that person knows that person who knows that person, so they're not like total strangers. We even do what's in our area. We do what's called porch pickup, where we'll leave it out on the porch, and then
Yeah.
slide the money under the mat.
I've actually bought some things that way. So,
Right.
oh, wow, Marie. Wow.
Well,
So what is do you have a channel, Marie, or how are you on YouTube? How do I find you?
I think she's got a channel. She's one of those. She's still trying to figure out her. I'm not ragging on you, Marie, but she's like nobody wants to watch us.
Oh, I'll watch you.
So
You watch me, and I'll
that's
watch
what.
you. You sub.
So Marie, vultures in the house, baby. We got
You
you
sub
hooked up.
me, I'll sub you.
So, but that's the thing. The best thing. I was helping a lady at church, and she had like a couple. She painted rocks and she did jewelry, and the jewelry that the comparables on her jewelry and what was already listed online was the jewelry that was already listed was made in China, and it was selling for like $15 to $20. And I said, your jewelry is prettier than what they have listed and should be like $40 to $50. I was like, you can't. It's not worth your time. If it took you a couple hours to make that jewelry, it's not worth it for you to sell it for 10 to 15, $20. So
Yeah,
and then she
exactly.
had some rocks. She had, I think, an owl rock it was, and she had some watchers on that, but it was again she didn't list 10 items. You've got to at least get at least 10 listed. I mean, I think eBay gives you initially like 10 or 15, 20, 50 listings, something like that for free.
Uh-huh.
And you just go from there. But you just got to throw stuff up. All right, what did I do? I did something, huh? Okay, so Bumcrack put Marie's channel up.
I'm trying to copy that so I can paste it.
So if you're like on StreamYard, it doesn't give you where you can click next to the name. But if you had YouTube up as a separate page and you have it muted while you're doing a StreamYard, you can click on the three little dots next to their name, and that'll say go to the channel. But you can click on. You see where Bumcrack put her channel?
Yeah.
You should be able to click right on that. Does it? If you click on it, can you go? Does it take you to it or not? I don't know.
I got it on the YouTube.
Okay.
And I can do it.
Okay. Yep.
Okay, I subbed you. Now you can go sub me, please.
So people are. I'm 52 years old, and I'm saying, I got a YouTube channel, and people are like, really? And I was like, I asked them, do you YouTube? They're like, yeah. I was like, so what is subscription or subbing? And they don't know. I said, when you sub somebody, it just means, hey, you're kind of interested in their content. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe because, old people think a subscription costs you money.
True.
So you say, hey, it doesn't cost you anything to sub to my channel. And then if you really want to get notified when I put content up, click that bell and it'll notify you, hey, Dad's Vintage Garage put a video up.
Right.
And then I always say, just like, I subbed your channel, Vulture. I'm not looking at your old content. The next time you post a video, which probably I bet you're going to do a haul video since we talked about it.
Yeah.
I'll watch it and then I'll comment. So I always tell people, like when I did this flea market last weekend, I said, oh, you're the Globe Girl. Hey, if you sub to my channel, make sure you comment it, say, hey, I'm the Globe Girl, because she bought one of my globes.
Oh, okay.
So I know who you are, oh, you're the paintbrush girl. Put down that you bought some paintbrushes. Just so I know, knock on wood, I haven't had anybody, I don't think anybody has subbed to my channel in the flea market.
I don't think I would be able to come to Virginia because a long rides really hurt.
Yeah.
Now, just trying to go to Huntsville to see my family is painful.
So I would say like a good rule of thumb for every 10 people you tell about your channel outside of YouTube, YouTube circles, one of them's going to sub to your channel. You know, if you see somebody at the post office or the grocery store, hey, I got a YouTube channel. Here it is. 1 in 10 will probably sub to you.
Okay. Yeah, I told a lady at a garage sale this weekend. I didn't tell her I was buying stuff from her to resell, but
So, Aaron, hey, are you you want to come on, Aaron? Aaron's been meaning to come on for some Pokemon cards, and I think the morning break room, they've got a guy that's going to be doing a show on Friday about reselling Pokemon cards.
oh, I got to keep you away from my daughter. You'll be wanting to
Yeah.
sell her bats. She's
So
28 and
you
she's
look
got
like
a big bunch.
Vulture. I think you've probably picked up about 5 subs tonight off this live.
Well, you know, that's how I've gotten all of mine so far, is going
Yeah.
to different people's live and getting to know people and, you know, chatting.
Yeah, you
And
definitely weren't scared about coming in. I put that link up and you came right in.
well, you know, I had come to your one, what was it, last Monday before last, and you had problems, and I didn't come back because I
Right.
was over at Scrap Dogs, and I didn't know you had gotten it to work. So when I saw it pop up that, you know, you were live, I was like, okay, I'm going.
Right. Perfect. Yeah. And it's no hard feelings. Scrap Dog's hilarious. That's a perfect example about getting on a dumpster dive schedule. Do you remember that video he did where there were those ribs that were in the dumpster, and there were a couple slabs of ribs, and he said, "Oh, I don't necessarily need those. I'll leave
Yes.
them." And he came back like 2 hours later, and they were gone.
Hmm.
The
My husband said,
the
I'm not eating out of the dumpster.
well, so let me tell you this story. The best time, if you're at all, winter time is a great time to dumpster dive if you're dumpster diving for food.
That's what I told my husband.
And it's just like you start off with like prepackaged stuff or stuff that's in the box, but it's just like if you at all have a hesitation on it, just don't do it. Just
Yeah.
don't need it.
Well,
But
I
it's
don't
just like,
really have a hesitation. If it's like boxed in, I can take it out of the box and it's in a bag. I'm okay with
they're
that. But
throwing.
my
They're,
husband's like really eerie about all of it at the moment. So,
so let's say you have a flat of mushrooms and there's 30 boxes of mushrooms there, and you sell through 10 of those boxes. So there's 20 boxes of mushrooms left. The truck just comes in this week and delivers another 30 boxes of mushrooms because they automatically replenish every week, right?
mm-hmm.
So they'll take the new box and put it on the shelf. They'll take the old box of 20 and just throw it in the dumpster. Nothing
Yeah.
wrong with it. You know, gosh, why can't you feed it to the homeless? Why can't you to the soup kitchen?
Exactly.
They haven't set that up yet to do that. There's nothing wrong with those mushrooms. They're still in the container. They're still in the crate. There's just 10 of them missing. So
Yeah.
you pick and choose, you know, if you decide, and there's no hard feelings. I don't, you know, that helped me get through college when I was in college.
Well,
I had the schedule down to almost the minute when they were taking stuff out that was refrigerated, where this stuff was chill. It was cold, you know, because I knew that it was like 9:30. They were putting out the cold stuff,
oh, okay.
you know, and
Well,
then
we have 6 of us, and I told my husband, I said, we got to tighten that belt because all of a sudden we got a mortgage again,
yeah,
you know, because we haven't lived in our own home in 6 years. You know, we were living in a travel trailer in the back of my in-laws' house in their yard,
right,
you know, and we only moved into their house because the travel trailer, the mold just took over the trailer, and we started having a rat issue, and my husband's like, okay, let's move into mom's house.
right.
So, and that was thanks to my knee surgery too.
So Marie just put, and you've already mentioned Steve and Steph earlier. Marie, if you were here earlier, you would have known that Vulture was familiar with Steve and Steph. But also she said, watch Treasure Hustlers. So, okay.
Okay.
So Marie, here's the update. We are making progress. You know, I've mentioned Kendall's having her little girl slumber party. Is that focused? There you go. So I've got those the two mannequins up. I've got to get those listed. They're on Facebook Marketplace, and I've got to take pictures tonight and send them to the lady. And then all those boxes are sorted on either resale, yard sale. I just got to get them out of the living room.
Oh, I do have a big question for you.
So that's the update, Marie, on the cleanup. So
I'm
thanks for
sorry.
that. No, no. All right, what's the question?
I saw that you had those funky shaped shelving. Did you make those?
No, those are I came up with I named those the like Dr. Seuss shelves.
Okay.
And those came out of Macy's, out of the jewelry or perfume department when they were closing down a Macy's, and I bought those when they were going out of business.
Okay.
I like them. I didn't sell them because I'm not going to give them away. I think I was asking $35 a piece or 25 if they bought all four of them for $100.
Okay.
And I still have them. They're very solid. They're nice. Yeah.
Well, I like them, but I don't know that I have the money to get them at the moment. But I
Yeah.
know my teenage daughter would love them. I've got one teenage daughter and two adult daughters and my grandson.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's think about it. And then I might have to, I might, on my way to Nashville, I could do a delivery.
Oh, that would be
Which
wonderful.
that would kill you on shipping. But if I knew, that would fill up half my gas tank, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
So just
Okay.
think about it. We've got another month or so, and
Okay. I'll have to show her
yeah,
show them to her because she is a picky pants.
yep,
Big picky pants.
yep, that's okay.
I don't remember being that picky.
Yeah, I've got that's the thing too. Like Marie's talking about on Facebook Marketplace and all that. I'm in the process of going from one storage unit to another, and
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to pay to just store stuff. My storage unit is considered going to be considered a staging area. On the stuff has got to be listed. It's not sitting there waiting to be listed or whatever. I've got to have it whether I put it on Craigslist, Marketplace, eBay. Everything in my storage unit needs to be up for sale or has a legitimate purpose.
Yeah.
You kid yourself. You're like, oh, I got all these things that are worth this, and I've kidded myself. They're not. They're only worth what somebody's willing to pay for. It's not what you think in your crazy mind they're worth.
Right.
You've got to get it listed. And I'm not telling y'all to do it. I'm talking to me.
Oh no, I totally agree with you. Right now,
think, if you just did 3 listings a day, you'd have 90 things listed on eBay. Or you did 3 items on Poshmark, you'd have 90 at the end of the month, 90 items listed on Poshmark. You won't have 90 at the end of the month because if you're doing 3 a day, that's feeding the beast. Some of that stuff's going to sell. The only reason it won't sell is because you haven't done your research and you haven't priced it fair.
right.
Because if it's already sold once, it'll sell again because most of the time, that's what retail's all about. They don't ever sell one item. They sell thousands of those across the country, tens of thousands of them. So eBay's kind of the same way. You just research what's sold and get your product up there, price it fair, and it'll sell.
I was having that conversation with my grandson yesterday because he was like, well, what are you going to sell these things for? And I said, well, I don't expect to get $100 off of every item I put up for sale. I said, if I buy an item for $1 and I get 10 to 15, I'm okay with that. Because guess what? That's $9 to $14 I didn't have. Now,
So,
of course,
how old's your grandson?
he's 8.
Oh, okay. So he's close to he could help you take pictures for eBay.
Yes, and
if he's interested in doing that.
And he would definitely be willing to help me.
Right.
Because he's teaching me a lot of things that I didn't know.
Yep.
So
Walter, so here's the deal: is just throw. And you understand when I say research, what does that mean to you when I say do the research?
well, like I've got a book right now that was copyright 1969. So I went and I looked on eBay and I looked on Adall, and I've got to look on Amazon, and I'm talking to 2 homeschool moms that I know to get an idea. Okay, what should I sell this for, and who would my audience mostly be? And my 2 homeschool friends told me you would get better you get more profit if you sold it to the homeschool moms on the homeschool list.
Okay.
So
So is there a Facebook group, homeschooler Facebook group in your area?
yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
part of it.
All right. So put it on, take pictures, put it on there, and you could probably do the research and say, hey, I have these. I'd like to share them with another family. What are they worth? And let's say someone says, oh, they're worth about $50. Say, well, I'd like to pass them on to the family. How about 40? You
Mhm.
know, and just sell them.
And
'Cause
I'm
you
a
can,
homeschool mom, in case you couldn't
yeah,
tell.
you can, and everything I'm saying you is I'm pointing, all my fingers back at me. You can get so caught up in the analysis of trying to price it right and
Hmm.
this and that. There's something to be said for just having activity in your store, listing, you know, fixing pictures, editing prices, sales. Even though there's stuff I've sold in the past where it's like I've almost lost money, but I had a sale. I had activity in my store, you know?
I've
And so,
noticed that the Cincinnati picker, he's like that.
yeah,
He just he's constantly got sales going, and he
right.
might make $2 or $3 sometimes, but he's like, hey, it's a sale, let's get them
Yeah,
out there.
right. And it cleans that little space off and all that. And
Yeah.
then it gets, so you can like, I remember when I was getting ready to get married, my dad said, John, the stars are not going to line up perfect. It's never going to be a perfect time to get married. There's always things to do. eBay is the same way. It's never going to line up perfectly. You just got to do it. Just jump off and do it, you know? And you're like, oh, I could have made more money or I should have charged more for shipping. Well, guess what? You learned on that listing, but you've got to
True.
just throw those first couple ones up and decide. So maybe that book is not what you put on eBay. You put it through the homeschooler moms, but you get that box, you get that 5 or 10 items and just, research them. And research them to me on eBay means is you either scan it, the UPC code, or you put the keywords in and find the item that closest match what you're trying to sell.
Okay.
All right. And once you find that, it's going to show all the listings that are for sale. That doesn't matter what is for sale.
You got to find the ones that have sold.
The ones that are sold, because that's what the market going rate for the market for that product. So you got to look at, like I was at Walgreens today and they had some clearance 1-inch rubber knobs that go on the bottom of walkers. And I think there were like 23 listings and 6 sales. So it had like a sell through rate that probably, if I had priced it right, it would sell in 4 to 5 months.
Uh-huh.
I didn't want to mess with it because it was right at probably $12 to $15 by the time it was under a pound. By the time I paid the shipping and my fees, I'd be in under 20 or in under $10. The item was only 77 cents, so that was a good buy-in, my expense. But I didn't want to hold for that little money for 4 months. So
Yeah, I
you
don't blame you.
so you got to look at, like, let's say there was 10 items for sale and then 5 of them have sold. That's a great sell through rate. So then your only issue is you got to make sure you price it right. And
Right.
eBay has made it easy where it's almost, and then you just say, you open that listing of whichever one you kind of like and you press sell like item. And pretty much your whole listing has already been built for you. You don't
Okay.
have to make up all that stuff. It's already built for you to do. You just have to put your personal pictures in, and it gives you 12. That's another reason when I started off selling, I only did with vacuum cleaner bags and DVDs, because vacuum cleaner bags, you just take a picture front and back and maybe a close up of the item code.
Mm-hmm.
And DVDs, you take a picture front and back and maybe open up the case and take a picture of the DVD that's actually in there, and then you do kind of have to inspect it to make sure it's not scratched. I don't
Okay.
test my DVDs. You can pretty much tell if they're scratched, don't even sell them.
Yeah.
But you took 2 or 3 pictures and you're good. Now, let's say you have like a vase or something, McCoy pottery. So you can find McCoy, the description, it's 15, 20, 30, $40, and you got a small chip. Do you try to hide the chip? No, you
No.
expose it. You'd say, hey, small chip, and that's what. And then in the description say, please see all pictures, small chip, price. Price, and do the chip. We're priced it at this. And so that really the three things or four things you got to do in your listing. You got to add your pictures, maybe modify the title just a little bit, put a good description in there, and the description kind of copies right off what the title is. And then you maybe want to say, please see pictures or whatever, or thank you for your interest. And then you decide your price. And a lot of times the price is kind of already in there, which you either do auction or buy it now, which I do 98% of my listings are all buy it now. I don't do very many auctions at all. And I've got about 230 listings. So I've got a really small eBay business. And then you decide on your shipping. So your shipping, you either put it in the price of your buy it now price and it's free shipping, or you adjust your buy it now price and then you put your shipping down there, which is calculated. And then you have to just kind of weigh your item, which you should, if you're going to be an eBay reseller and you kind of committed, you need to have a scale.
I got one.
So, right.
Yeah, I tried to sell only books in the past. I tried to do vintage books because my girlfriend did it. And in my area, I don't come across vintage books that often. So that definitely wasn't the niche for me.
Right. Yeah.
You
And then if you've got somebody, that you can kind of, you befriend or whatever, and they kind of just help, that you can always go to ask questions or whatever, because everybody's willing to help you out. I don't think there's enough, everybody said, oh, they're your competition. No, they're not. Most people will haul off and do nothing anyway,
Yeah.
So you just got to do it. And,
well, you and I, we're from the South. So, we have that Southern hospitality to
that's
begin
right.
with. You help me, I'm going to help you,
Yeah.
And we have a catchphrase that we're thinking about. And could you give me your opinion?
So Bumcrack just put another, and then these are all, channels that we're sub to. The Shamrock Pixie, Destiny.
Okay.
She likes four-leaf clovers. Go figure, Shamrock Pixie. But they said that they homeschool, so they may full on your homeschool stuff. But I think you figured out that you've got your local homeschoolers there, and just find out, what it's worth. And then Destiny's Tommy is the other half of that crew, the Bargain Effect.
Okay.
And I think Destiny, they just both of them had major sub goals hit, like 4 and 600 or 4, 8, something like that. But they both hit a pretty cool sub level on their channels. So.
Well, I appreciate all this information you guys are giving me.
Oh, you're welcome. It's giving me something to talk about. I'm going to talk about cleaning my house right now. Yeah, I'm kind of mentally just going through my head. I'm going to the state fair tomorrow, and it's always fun. And once I get there, it's just getting there, And then I'm kind of okay. So Destiny just hit 500 subs, and Tommy reached 400. So on their channels.
Okay. Are they a couple or separate people?
No, they're a couple.
Okay. Yeah, I was telling you that my grandson's going to do that gaming channel. My husband's planning on doing that with him, but he says, I'm not putting his face online. I'll put mine online, but I'm not putting his face online. Yep. We're not comfortable doing that yet. So.
We're still here.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh my gosh, I have my mom's in the nursing home. She's got dementia, Alzheimer's, and she has changed and declined, I guess, in the last year, and it's getting tougher and tougher to go visit her. But it's just like that's something you do out of respect, and also there's other residents that I think it brightens their day when they have visitors come in because I don't think
Yeah.
you get enough visitors. So
Yeah, I have.
I actually had there was a lady that used to have a consignment store, and I used to sell some of my bigger item furniture and all that. And she was a functional alcoholic, and she drank herself into alcoholic dementia. And
Wow.
she is up there with my mom in the same facility. So I used to do business with her, and now she's there there in the facility with her. So it's
My teen and I are talking about volunteering in some of these homes for people who are in facilities like that.
yep, yep. They're people too. I talk about I was talking tonight to my friend. She was saying, "Well, she said, "I'm not even sure how I got here." And I said, "Honestly," I said, "You drank yourself in here. You drank yourself into alcoholic dementia."
How did
And
she respond?
she said, and I said, "I wish I could have done more, but I did what I could." And she said, "Sweetie, it's not your fault," you know, and it wasn't. I mean, it was kind of. I almost wanted to, go over to her house and just dump because she had friends that were going to the store and buying her wine
Oh,
and
wow.
and she said, "I got friends that'll do that." I said, "They're not your friends. They're really not. They're enabling you."
We won't do that for anybody. We don't drink
Yeah,
ourselves, but we tell people, they asked us to buy them, and we're like, no,
yeah, you can't.
we're not going to do it.
You're contributing to, so uh, shoulda, coulda, woulda. I really, I didn't have power of attorney to go over there and dump her wine down the sink or bust the bottles up,
Exactly.
flatten her tire. Somebody said you need to flatten her tires so she can't drive anywhere. And
All,
honestly, I think she probably would have driven the car with flat tires
all you can
because
do is
when
make
you're addicted like that,
suggestions.
right? So, but she's up there with my mom, and my mom really didn't have a choice for her dementia, but my friend, she did. She drank herself into alcoholic dementia.
Wow.
But she's still, kind of sweet. And she said, "I knew that's why your mom is one of my favorites." She goes, "I like you, John, and I like your mom. But every time I go up there, it's like, oh, she's your mom." So it's crazy how the brain works. And,
It is.
and,
I,
oh,
I've
yeah,
had several family members get dementia. So I totally get that.
yeah. And we talked, I'll mention it, is it hardball or not, but it's almost like we in America here, the animals have more death rights than humans do.
True.
It's just like if a dog or cat or whatever is kind of suffering, as an owner, you can make the decision to put your dog or cat down and let the animal go peacefully. And as human beings, I think we should have the right, when we're of sound mind, to designate. You've got the do not resuscitate, but also it's just like if I reach a point where I'm designated dementia, this and that, I choose no longer to live, and please, let me go.
Yeah. I just read a book
Um,
called The Nurses, and they were talking about DNR. And they said if a family member, if you're unable to make your own decisions and you've got a DNR and your family decides that they don't want to do a DNR, they can override that. And I was like, that's not right.
yeah,
They shouldn't be able to override. If I've already made the decision,
yeah.
you know,
I mean, my dad had a DNR, and of course, you want your dad still to be around.
uh-huh.
But man, it was a best decision. He ended up, we ended up basically um, starving him to death because we withdrew his food. But that's what his wishes were. We were able to respect his wishes, and it was great. I mean, it really was because he was headed to a nursing home, and he would have been a miserable patient. And all right, what did Marie say about me? She said something. John, I love you. I'm going to push you off a bridge. Hey, listen, I joke around it, but I said I've got a couple fraternity brothers. I'm not going to give medical power of attorney to my wife. I'm going to give it to my fraternity brothers and let them take care of me.
Oh my gosh. It is a hard thing making that decision or helping a family member make that decision. We just had to help a family member make that decision year before last. It was my husband's aunt, and she was very, very bad off, and they had to resuscitate her a couple of times. And my mother-in-law, her sister, had to, ask her, do you want them to keep doing this? If you don't, you're going to have to sign these papers saying, do not resuscitate, and we will stand by you. And
Right,
she finally signed the papers, and
right.
it was hard. I was in there when she went, and my mother-in-law couldn't even stay in there. She was like, I
Yeah,
can't do this. But I sat there and I watched her take her last breath and everything. And
yeah,
but I knew she was in a better place. She wasn't hurting anymore.
yep. I tell you, I took her when I married Caroline, her dog. I had to take Kezzy into the vet, and it was I didn't realize how labored her breathing was until after her breathing was gone, and it was tough, but it was one of the best decisions we made. It was just like, all right, now they're no longer suffering. And I honestly, if my dad, he was in hospice and we were able to help him out, but I don't think I would have had a problem pulling the plug on him. And honestly, my mom right now, I mean, I love her, but it's my dementia mom now. It's not, you know,
Yeah.
you kind of, they say there's like two deaths when it comes to Alzheimer's dementia. It's like the living death, the when that person, that loved one is no longer really who you knew was there, and then the physical death when they actually do die. Because I mean, my mom's like physically, she's healthy as a horse. Mentally, she is out there, man. She's nuts. So I
Well,
mean, it's the disease, and so the dumb stuff she says or the dumb way she acts, or it's dementia, mom. And I love her, but it's just it's not my mom. It's
when my grandma got
so,
it and she was getting really bad, we were staying at their house and she was in the other room, and she asked my grandpa, she says, who is that woman with David? And this is my grandma, you
yeah,
know, and he had to tell her, that's your granddaughter. And she's like, I don't know that woman. What is she doing in my house? And I'm in the other room and I'm crying. And my husband said, honey, she doesn't know what she's saying. And I said, yeah,
yeah,
but how does she know you and not me?
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
amazing the way the brain works.
Yeah, my dad, he had a stroke and he was recovering and you had, those glimmers of hope and all that. And he said some of the meanest things to me.
Oh,
And then
wow.
I finally realized it was, I called it like stroke daddy. That was because my dad had a stroke and the way his mind was wired up at that time. It was stroke daddy saying those things to me. And,
Yeah.
and it seems to help people to understand that, yeah, it's your loved one, but if they've got a medical condition, stroke daddy or dementia mom.
Yeah,
Or
you got to look at them
you,
a
you,
little
you've
different.
just got to look at them that way. You, it's just like my friend. I go there every time. Oh, she's your mom. It's like Groundhog Day, repetitive, and you just play along.
Yeah.
The advantage of that though is you can like talk about stuff, and sometimes it was like we were talking about what were we talking about? Oh, somehow we were talking about sex, and the nurse was like, "What you talking about?" And it's like she's not going to remember. We can talk about it, you know. And then the nurse goes, "Yeah, it's kind of overrated. The older you get, it's not as what it used to be." And
Oh man.
so, and then we were talking about one time about taking the residents on field trips, and it's an effort. And I said, well, go on field trips, not necessarily for the residents, but even go for the staff. It's like go bowling. Well, they necessarily couldn't bowl, but it's like even if you went bowling 2 months in a row, they're not going to remember they went bowling
Well,
last month.
you have to think about that. They take young adults who are mentally challenged and they take them to do stuff like that.
Yeah, it's
If
just
it if an elderly person is capable, why not?
yeah, it just comes down to like the staffing issues of having enough coverage because
Yeah.
I mean, most nursing homes and care facilities are for profit. And
Unfortunately.
everything is a cost center, and it's the game. I mean, my mom's care is around 65,000 a year.
Wow.
And my dad, thank goodness, he was, is a good old boy from Kentucky, and he ended up going to college and graduating, and then he decided to join the military and Army ROTC, and took care of our family, and we traveled around the world, and he just did what they told him to do. Put a little bit of money away, buy the insurance when you need the insurance, and he bought long-term care insurance and bought 6 years of long-term care, and he used about 6 months of it, and then it passed away. But his long-term care passed to my mom,
Oh, that's
so
good.
it added together, and she's got I guess, about 6 years left. Um, and honestly, I don't know what we're going to do after that, because I mean, it could bankrupt an estate and a family quick.
Mm-hmm.
Going through $65,000, and there's some families that don't have that insurance.
Yeah, and it's very hard to have a person like that live in your home.
Oh, we tried to have my mom here, and it was awkward. It was tough on the kids, the marriage. My wife was willing to work with it, and then because we were trying to do self care, we weren't registered care. We didn't get reimbursed for any of our care.
Oh, that stinks.
We were talking to one of the nurses today who was in there. She was getting ready to come on full time to work on the staff instead of be she was like one of those caring angel that comes in and, kind of hangs out with the residents.
That's what my daughter
And
wants to do.
the thing is when we were doing that for my dad, we were paying $21 an hour, and the nurse or the person that was actually doing the work was only getting paid $9.
Oh,
So the
gosh.
employment company was making the rest. And so I contacted the insurance and said, "Hey, look, I can hire people that I want for like $12 an hour. They're making better than 9 to 12, and I could extend my benefit for another, couple years." And they like, "No, you got to go with a registered agency." So it's almost, I understand there's a lot of fraud in insurance, but
Mm-hmm.
also then there's that backside of I was a responsible consumer, and I could have, um, instead of spending $21 an hour, I could have done it for 12,
Yeah,
and I could have had more benefits left over.
sure.
So,
Well, it is time for me to start winding down.
well, Vulture, thanks for coming in, and
Thank
nice to
you.
meet
Thank you
you.
for all you guys' help, and thank you for those who subscribed.
Yeah, and you can reach out. Let's see, if you're on Facebook, it's just John McCormick.
Okay.
I'll put it in.
Well, I'm Learn Daily Mom. Oh, no, I'm not. I'm Gwen Otter on Facebook. Sorry. I'm Gwen Otter.
And if you've got questions, but like the Lamp Lady group and all that, everybody they're helpful. So if you've got questions, everybody started off new, doing their first listing. Um, my first listing actually was we were talking about the bins. I bought some gold metallic golf balls, a sleeve of 3 golf balls from the bins, and I listed it on eBay. I sold it, and then I lost money because I forgot about putting shipping.
Oh, no.
And then I didn't list anything for like 2 years, but that was the first thing I'd ever sold on eBay. So I know it works. It works. You just have
Right.
to, it's just,
Nice to meet you guys, too.
So, but here, I'll put my name in there so you've got it. But, reach out. There's no dumb question. Everybody started off, where you are. You just got to put in and tweak it. If it's not working, there's a reason why it's not working, and just ask the question.
Okay.
Fix, but it's never going to line up perfect. So you just got to throw something up there and see what happens.
Well, I hope I didn't talk too much.
No, it's great. I mean, I didn't. I think Kelly had to go, so you kind of filled in a good thing. Glenn came in. I think that's the first time he's been in one of my chats, and I think we've had in and out. We've probably had about 15 different YouTubers. So I
Okay.
appreciate everybody coming in. I'm not sure how much longer I'm going to talk.
Okay, yeah, I got to start winding down
Yeah.
because I got school in the morning, so. Okay.
So,
Yes.
okay.
Thank you all.
Yep, Gwen. Have a good night.
You too.
All right. Hey, and think about doing that bathroom reno videos too.
Oh, okay.
I think
And
that's going to be some good content.
my actual name is Denise. Gwen Otter is just a name I used on Facebook because for years I said I'm not putting my face and I'm not putting my real name on the internet. Ain't happening. And when my husband said he was going to do this video with my grandson, I was like, "You going to put your face on YouTube? Are you out of your mind?"
Right, right.
And he's like, "Just do it, just do it." And I was like, "I don't know what I would talk about." And he said,
Oh,
talk about the problems with your back." And I was like, "Well, yeah, I could do that, but I ain't putting my face on there." And he said, "Chicken." So here I am now.
well, you've been very easy to talk to, so it's great. And I'm glad. I mean, it's not. I am no know-it-all, but I'm glad I hopefully provided some value and benefit to
You
some of your
did, thank
questions.
you. And I wrote down everybody's names so I can go and sub to them and
Yeah.
everything. So
I would say the Be the Difference clothing. Try that one, and tell them that you know John, Dad's Vintage Garage,
okay,
because
okay, I will.
she knows me and all that, and she likes my kids, and she's real neat lady. So Joy.
Okay, thank you.
So all right.
Okay, all right. Talk to you later.
Buenas noches.
Okay, buenas noches. Bye bye.
Bye bye. All right, here we are. Everybody came in. That was great. I've had fun. All right, so what else we want to talk about? Hey, is Anna Moore? Has Anna Moore ever come into a chat? And Aaron, Marcus, when do you want to go through those Pokemon cards? Is there a night you want to do that, or set up a time? Or I know I've got to send you a Gmail. You told me it. I just haven't done it. I've got to get through State Fair tomorrow, and then I'm clean up mode, and I got to get some stuff listed. I haven't listed in probably about a week, which I need to get rolling again. And Marie, the question is, Kendall's upstairs. I think she's on a device she's not supposed to be. Oh, all right. He was driving. That's cool. So I know there's some other lives going on. I don't know what. I'm just sitting here doing paper or sorting through paperwork, paying some bills. I was looking at a home inspection. My aunt just bought a house. She lives down in Texas, but she bought a house in Kentucky to kind of move back to her, be back close to her sister. She bought a cute little house. And, I used to have a handyman business, so I went through and the inspection report did not have cost to fix on anything. And she's already, she's decided to buy the house, which is fine. And it's going to come with some needed improvements. I think it's got a 2 or 3 layer shingle roof that's going to need next roof, all that torn off, and some water damage inside. But I guess that was because the roof wasn't good. So that needed fixed. She had a box that possibly was on recall for causing fires. To me, that would be a top priority, get that breaker box done. And just some questionable wiring, some switch plate covers not covered up. Gas line, talk about galvanized pipe due to black metal pipe, fixing that. Had a water heater had leaked. So, if you had leaky pipes, you don't want to tap those because you might leak again. But she'd already taken care of that, so that was kind of off my list to do. I probably should keep it just in case, but probably not. What do I do with the papers? So I didn't even open up to see if we were over in YouTube land. I kind of wanted to see what Donatella was doing tonight. But the proper people, that's it. That was that channel that I was talking about, that these guys that do urban exploring on abandoned factories and warehouses and buildings and all that. So the proper people, that's, let me see. And thank you guys for all your thumbs up. I don't know. I don't like asking for those. It's kind of like if you want to do a thumbs up, thumbs up. All right. So I don't really, I'm not up to show and tell this week tonight. I should have some stuff probably when I get these boxes cleared out for the show or for the big show. The Mississippi. All right, let me see if anybody else is here. I got you guys. I see all your wrenches on the YouTube. Oh yeah, thank y'all. Fake news CNN. Thank you. See, I didn't even see that. Thank you, Anamora. Yeah, that's why you have wrenches and all that. And Vulture was kind of cool. She's a new reseller, and she just popped in. She came off another channel that I watch, and it's great helping her out. I hope she sticks with it. Yeah, everybody's in here's got a wrench. Like I said, I'm always a big fan. I don't like the wrench because then I just have to pay attention to the chat, and a lot of times I'm out, running around and all that. So, all right. So I'm waiting to hear back from Amazon. Hopefully I can get that package out. You're supposed to include an invoice and then your shipping label. I might not do the invoice and just handwrite out. I think I can pull off the address maybe off my phone or my email on my account that's tied to it and do it that way. We'll see. And oh man, it's just a pain in the butt. So did you turn Justin blue? I did not. Let me see. Does he want a wrench, Marie? It comes with responsibility. Where's his comment? There we go. All right, hold on. All right, Justin, now you got responsibility. You better watch out for me. Got it. All right, so what was on my list of things to do? I've got to pay my storage fee, and just to give you guys an update, if you're not watching, I've got to film another video on the storage units. I had it in my old outdoor storage unit that the guy calls me a dummy since I've had it for 4 years. When he said anybody's got it longer than 4 months is dumb, and he's right. He's right. I look at the $4,000 that I have invested in that storage unit. It's not worth $4,000. And but it was just some of my family stuff. It had emergency food in there. It had some stuff I picked up off Marketplace that I thought I was going to use when I built a shed. And so I took a couple pictures today, and I'm going to kind of write up my list of what I can need to get out of there. And then the sooner I can get out of there, the better. And then my new unit has got, on one side, I've got all my leftovers from the home show, and I'm probably going to do Christmas show middle of November, which will be great. And then after that, we'll head to Nashville for Thanksgiving. But I've got to start just letting some of this go. And I had a little disappointment today. I had a truckload. My one load was all my banana boxes, a couple pieces of furniture, my ladders, and my lumber that I use for my shelving on my booth. And so that was my first load. And then my second load was all the leftovers that were left that was loose and all that. So it sat on the truck all day Sunday. I didn't mess with it. I was wiped out. Then Monday, which was today, got a couple things done, was still kind of dragging. And then I said, I got to get this stuff out because I need the truck to go to the state fair because I'm hosting carpentry. And if there's any extra lumber, 2x4s, 2x6s, plywood, whatever, put it in the truck. I'm taking it. So I had to empty out the truck. So I said, okay, I'm going to take some of this stuff and donate it to Salvation Army because I'm not a big fan of Goodwill right now on donations. So I run over to Salvation Army, and the guy comes running out. Hey, you can't drop that stuff off here. That's a piano stool, and that's the aluminum end tables, and he said, you got to run that across town. 20-minute drive to drop off some donations. I said, absolutely not. Yeah, you can't. And I'm like, seriously? You can that selective on donations? So, he's just a volunteer. Let it go. Then, then I'm looking at what you guys are talking about. So then I head to the post office, drop some stuff off at the post office. Then next to the post office is the Restore. So I'm still talking. So the Restore, I drop off some stuff. The white aluminum, which I probably should have scrapped them, but I bought those at the Restore, and now I'm giving them back to them to sell again. But I'm cleaning out the clutter. So I dropped that stuff off at the Restore. It's a piano stool. It's some glassware that I had. I'm just tired of messing with it. The aluminum patio furniture stuff. And then a lady comes by, and I know I'm not supposed to be dropping stuff off on Monday. The Restore's closed, but I'm dropping stuff off on Monday. So go figure. And then it rained, so the stuff got wet. But anyway, they can throw it in the dumpster if they have to. Lady drives by, and I said, ma'am, the store's closed, and I'm just dropping some donations off. Well, I got a box here. You think you could put my box with your stuff? And I said, okay, I'll help you out. So I'm looking, and it's all some dishes and some mugs, and they're really not into selling that stuff. But anyway, I look and I said, oh, it's an I Love New York mug. She said, why don't you take that? She said, you help me out and let me pray for you and all that. And I said, oh, great. Thank you. My name's John, and thank you for the mug. And we dropped the stuff off. So anyway, got that cleaned out. Then I ran the rest of the stuff up to my storage unit, outside storage unit 1, and got there and unloaded just in time before it poured down rain. So anyway, and I'm thinking, how many times I got to touch this stuff? I got to get rid of it. I just got to let it go. It's not worth my time anymore. Hey, you get the drawer in? No, I haven't. Thanks for asking. I was thinking about that. That's on my list for not tomorrow, but probably tomorrow night. And I'm going to go right to the supervisor. Whoever answers the phone, I'm going to say, can I please speak to the supervisor? I should not have to wait 3 months for a drawer insert. You're right, Marie. I'd thought about it, but thanks for reminding me. It's not riling me up, but I'm just like, come on, man. Gonna rain here. What did she say? Wow. Yeah, they were talking about like West Virginia's got a burn ban. You can't burn your leaves. And a lot of the rivers and all that are very low with, all the rafting and all that. There's a lot of rocks in a lot of those rivers, and so everything's low. Yeah, it's just been kind of a weird weather pattern year. So I don't know who is in the chat now. Is there anybody else that wants to pop in and share some wisdom? I'm kind of like wanting to sort a little bit through my paperwork and then get all my stuff ready for the I've actually got to wear pants tomorrow, and my steel toe is busted out, so I'll just probably wear my Merrells and hard hat, and it's fun once you get there. I think they're going to build like little small like cat houses for not feral cats, but cats that are need like a little house. So Kendall. Psst, psst. Kendall, come here. Marie wants to say hi. Hey, I'll get ready. Kendall is getting ready to come by.
Where's Hip Flippin Mamma?
She had to leave.
Why?
Because her husband was sleeping and all that. So, oh, you know what? I just realized, where's my phone? Go get my phone. Do you have my phone?
Yeah.
She has my phone. Hand me my phone. All right. Do you want to tell everybody what you're doing? Let's see. Hold on. Oh, somebody that I'm friends with on Facebook just sent me a message that they're doing a live pampered chef party on Facebook. I'm all about free. Oh man, you guys can tell I'm tired. So let's see. I told she had. I know you guys catch it more than I do. So she's tired because she normally would be on this thing, talking and all that. So, does anybody here on the chat do INR testing for their blood for clotting and all that? I have to do it for my heart valve, and I thought it might. I'm not gonna do a video and all that, but I've got to do that one time, sometime. This was kind of cool. There's a guy in Richmond, South Side, called Good Stuff Consignments. Name's Peter. He runs his whole business out of a 3-ring binder. And he sent me a $21 check on stuff that I hadn't been in there in months. I'd kind of, when I dropped stuff off at the consignment store, it's kind of like out of sight. I'm done with it. So it was kind of nice. He was one of the guys that when I was cleaning out my grandparents and my parents' stuff, he's got clientele for the older ladies that like glassware. And so he did the glassware. He sold a lot of my glassware. So yeah, so Sandra's got a cow valve. I met a guy at the small group the other day that he had a cow valve too. I don't know. I guess I got it when I was like 48, and they were looking at my life expectancy, and they just said, so you don't have to go through this again. Let's just go ahead and just put you a mechanical valve in there. And the only, it's like I can't play hide and seek with the kids because I click, 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 click. And, when it's quiet in the house, I do, you can hear it. And then I do have to do my INR. And I think last time I checked it, it was kind of high. So I've been eating some more vegetables and all that. And then they contact you on the phone. This is what gets me. All right. They call me on my cell phone and say, hey, we want to, check on you that your INR, you've been doing your INR. Is this John McCormick? Yes. Then they go, to confirm that it is John, please put in your birthday. I'm like, you just called me on my cell phone. I mean, who else is going to want to give INR information? And then the other thing that gets me is when you call like your cardiologist or your doctor's office and they go, thank you for calling so-and-so, la, la, la. We appreciate your business. Please hold because our prompts have changed. And then they go, if this is a medical emergency, please hang up and dial 911. Don't you think they would say that first? If this is a medical emergency, thank you for calling. If this is a medical emergency, please hang up and call 911. Then say, please listen to all of our prompts because our prompts have changed. But don't do a 20, 30-second spiel and then tell the guy to call 911. That's a grumpy old man. So, here's a tip. For any of y'all that are visiting the nursing homes, is if you go by the mail room where they get all the junk mail, the circulars and all that, and that they just sent out coupons. If you need coupons, these just happen to be Harbor Freight coupons, 20% off, 20% off, 20% off, is because all the older residents, they don't go out to Hardee's and they don't go out to Kentucky Fried Chicken, or that stuff doesn't even end up in their mailbox. So they've got a big box where they just throw it all in there, and at the end of the week, they dump it in the trash. So that's a cool way to get get coupons, and occasionally there's going to be a Mamma Jamma coupon in there, like a free pizza for a new bit. They're opening up. Please come by and try our pizza and all that. Like, I wish I'd known like Mod Pizza opened up and they were doing one free pizza or salad. This sucker too, I think it expired, but I know the manager, so hopefully he's going to let me use this. So that's a little tip on getting coupons. Free coupons. So I'm just kind of going through paperwork here. What's got it going on? Let's see. This was on an auction that I missed. So another YouTube channel that I occasionally watch is Public School 22 Chorus. And I think it's up in New York City. And it's a music teacher that's got these kids. They're sitting in an auditorium, and they always have their T-shirts printed up, and they have guest artists come in, and they sing songs, and it's just like, it almost brings me to tears. I mean, it really is, because kids are special, man. It's like childlike faith, So let's see. Glenn is back. I dumpster dive for high-end burger joint coupons. Yeah, man. So we've been practicing, Sandra, we've been practicing auctioning a little bit. And my wife's like shaking her head like, what are you doing? But I'm like, it actually does help them get an order of, 10, 12 and a half, 15, cut it, and they're all bidding and realizing what is a realistic bid. Like the other day, Kendall was at like 12 and a half and Brady goes $1 million. And I was like, unrealistic, wheeling and dealing. So everything, I mean, even retail, there can possibly be a haggle involved, depending upon whether the item's damaged, whether your volume you're buying, what the season is, all that. So I think it's great. And kids like it. So I'm teaching my autistic son how to haggle. So that's cool. So Justin, they had at the facility today for my mom. I got there late, so they were already done eating. They eat at 5:30. They're late, and I sometimes drop by the. They got a bar in this facility, and it's funny, man. They are all there, at the bar. No, we were selling something else, Marie. What were we selling? I don't know. Whatever it was, but the residents are in there right at 5 o'clock. They get their routines. They've got their little walkers and they've got their little wine glass holders, and they get their thing, and then they zip down. They get into the dining room to eat. But anyway, it reminded me tonight was meatloaf night, and I think they had shrimp scampi or something like that. So, so like Sandra, I guess the haggling would be, it's like you've got clearance. I did. One year, a lot of times the Christmas lights were going down, and I ended up buying like 40, 50 sets of lights and just got it all off the shelf and done. So it depends on what your relationship is too. I've even haggled a little bit with when I was out of town on kids baseball and I was retail arbitraging at Walgreens. I would say, hey, I go out and NPIs, non-productive inventory. I said, I buy non-productive inventory. And I noticed you had some reading glasses back there. What could you do if I bought all your reading glasses? And gosh knows, I had those things listed and sold even before we got back from the baseball tournament. So that means I priced it too low, but I had enough wiggle room because I had gotten a group deal. So Private King, welcome to the chat. How'd you hear about us? Let us know how you heard about Dad's Vintage Garage and coming on in. Walmart's another good one. Yeah. The other day I was at Walmart, and I still kind of go out to retail arbitrage, but I haven't been buying a lot because my yard sale strategy over the winter is going to be sourcing my house and my storage unit and my garage And this is the first time in probably the last 10 years I've actually felt like I'm really making progress in my house. And for y'all, this is just carbonated lime water from Audi. So, everything's kind of negotiable and all that. You talk about haggling. It teaches your kid good money management and all that. We have not arrived that much, have we, Private King? Just went to YouTube Live and your channel popped up. You're kidding me. Wow. Let me see that, because that's where that's freaky lot on and then later you get all the international stuff and all that. But that's kind of cool, I guess. I remember watching like Scrap Dog and Tracy's on, my friend Tracy, Uniquely Me. She's the one that talked about, you have your channel and you worry about stepping on other people's toes. And, that's why you have NBC, ABC, CBS. You've got choices. And you just pick your choices or who you want to watch. I'm not sure I've got the best content. They're just hanging out. Oh, man. So I met the nicest guy today at Wawa. He was an older gentleman. Used to work for a what is it? A bug company, exterminating company, and now he drives for Uber. And he was kind of got into some politics. He's a black gentleman, and got into politics and all that. And it was just really neat to hear his perspective on things and about supporting our president, who is our president, and get over it. Got elected, and he said there's not a lot of good choices, on what's going on. Don't complain about what's there. If you want to change, you got to offer something better. And we haven't seen a lot of better. It's just all griping. That's all I'm going to talk about. But it's neat just talking to somebody, and it's not a black-white thing. There's all sorts of people that actually do care about America and have a I'm not saying educated, non-educated, but it's like you can't hashtag truth media, I guess is what I'm trying to say, is you can't believe everything you see in the media. I was telling somebody the other day, it's like the limited amount of media I do get in my head, I kind of almost take it 180, and then maybe it's a half truth. Got to be really careful. Really careful. I mean, government is in the. I gotta stop talking. I don't want to run anybody off, but I think we all have more in common than we have different. But the only way government and politicians can be successful is if they separate us and try to make us feel like we all need the government to survive. I think we all kind of have the same end game. Wants and needs, and we probably have more in common than we have different if we really just sat down and shared and loved on each other. So, all right, that's all I'm going to talk about. What's the comment have to say about that? Any chat have to say about that? So, and who wants to come in? Anybody else want to come in? I'll put a let me see what's Sandra have to say. Doesn't hurt to ask. My son has gotten some insane deals online. He went to pick up a tractor and got a Ford Ranger pickup the guy had for $300, and it runs great. So, not to outdo you, Sandra, but my junk dealer, who's occasionally comments on some of my videos, he's my buddy. That's the Chick-fil-A manager. He's a big time yard seller, and he was updating and all that. he was yard selling this weekend, and he sent me a picture of a car. I'm not sure what. Here, I'll show it to you guys. He got it for $100. No, maybe it was 150. 150. So they were off. They were trying to sell it at the yard sale for $700. He came in late to the yard sale, and the lady said, "Yeah, we tried to sell it, but somebody offered us 400, but we thought it was just worth more than that." So they didn't. Junk dealer Ricky, my buddy Ricky, and don't get me wrong, $150, and it did have 300,000 miles, but he said that thing started right up and he drove it right home. He was just there at the right time, just like your son, Sandra. And he asked, and $700 and down to 150. All right, let's see, John, get back on the rails, damn it. Yep, that's it. I was just thinking about my buddy, Mr. Whiting. He does his driving when he does his Uber or whatever. He does a lot of morning driving. He said there was a couple of times he's picked up some guys from clubbing at 5 in the morning, and they'd been out all night. He said they were nice, but just a different. I can't imagine being out clubbing till 5. Now, I used to maybe do a little bit of that, but not anymore. To me, like a major deal is, well, I mean, gosh, Caroline's in bed by 9. I'm normally in bed by like 12 or 1, but we've got kind of opposite schedules. So. All right, so draft horse, we got you. Have you got any special packages on any positive things you got from UJ, Uncle Jed? I'm not sure when he's doing the sales or whatever. I'm excited about possibly going to meet him Thanksgiving. I hope it works out. And then also I want to meet John. So let's see what else I got going on. I bought some vape juice. I want to get out of the vape juice business. I got some Digimon cards. I need to frame Digimon cards I've got on my. This is what I did. I kind of started coming up with my reseller list for October, because sometimes you kid yourself, and then next thing you know, it's 6 to 8 months down the road, and you still got the same crap laying around. And so I've kind of started making a list. So those Susie shelves, Vulture, the dumpster diver that was on the chat earlier, she said she might be interested in those, and I might deliver them to her if I'm heading out to Nashville. I got to photograph the mannequins. So I'm making my list for tomorrow. Amazon shipment. Hey, John, what NMA? What's that mean? Oh, yeah, I never more antiques. I got you. Yeah, it's John 1 and John 2. He's John 1. I think I'm John 2. I'm headed. We're going to do Nashville for Thanksgiving. So that whole week. So I'm hoping I can do like maybe a side trip, and any of the kids want to go up there and help out at the auction or whatever. We'll see. But I was like for a while kind of taking a break from. I actually sold. I had a sled that I had bought at Uncle Jed's, and I actually sold that at the Just Junkin' Fleet this past week. And I think that's actually the first item that I bought at auction that I actually flipped a small profit on. I'm number 2. I'm always behind the scenes guy. You can be number 1. We'll call you Big John 1 and Big John 2. I'll be Big John 2. So who's got the bigger gun? How about that? I don't say, because they may be monitoring our channel. Although I bet you I do have a bigger gun. Did you want to see it? Never more.
Dad, you
What?
have to get to bed because you're waking up.
I know.
early.
I do need to get to bed. I'll probably stay on till 11 maybe. I'm actually doing some paperwork here. So let's see. Oak Shelf. I've got that over there. Still got to go. I've got some University of Georgia handbags I've got to sell. 4 Seuss shelves, which I've got those listed for $35 each or $25 each if you buy off 4. 2 female mannequins, a high chair, I sold that. The magazine rack, I sold that. That was a bundle deal. That was great. I worked real hard, sold to some other vendors. And, they come by, and, of course, they want the lowest price, too. I was just in clean out mode. So that spindle bed I had was something that I kind of inherited off of Buy Nothing site. I never got around to doing the project and sold that for $15. And then I bundled a bunch of 2 of my grandparents' chairs, that high chair that I had, the magazine rack, a rocking chair that had a broken rail on it, and just did that for like $30, $20. What did she buy? She bought me a total of $30, and it was worth it because it was all like odd stuff that I would have had to pack up, and it was time to go. Now the mannequins are just, I'll show you those. They're here. Let me show you. I'll show them to you. So I was leaving them like unclothed, and then Kendall kind of gave a really cute anatomy lesson on it. It was really funny, and I kind of wanted to post the video, but I didn't because she was just doing all the parts and all that. But it's this is I'd say just the normal mannequin, and it's got, it's not open, it's full backside. Oh, hold on a second. Let me get rid of Glenn's deal so you guys can really see what's going on here, man. Come on. If I'm going to go through the effort. All right. So the lady that was interested in buying them, she's wondering if they were hollow. And no, it's full size. And then it's got the mounting hole at the bottom. So this is just the normal size one. And I think I listed it on Marketplace for both of them for $50 for the pair. No pun intended. I mean, it was really, it's kind of tough to list these because I was like $50 for the pair, pickup, hole in the bottom. So I was just like, see the pictures, whatever, So there's that one. And then this one, she's the more like little well-endowed lady. And she's got the same thing at the bottom. I don't know. I didn't even look to see if they had like model numbers or whatever. So this shirt, let me see what size shirt this is. I'll tell you kind of what. I think it's one of my tie-dye. But this is a pretty big boy shirt here. But I got to get this thing listed and out. So anyway. So John, I had a question on the, like you do your Glenn, the banner that you put on top of your YouTube channel, or anybody basically. Did you guys get like Fiverr to design that, or who designed that for you guys? Oh, I'm trying to just go over here, check on, can't believe we've got 9 people sitting here watching. Who's in the chat? All right, see, I don't know how to do that. How about any more? Justin, I did Marie's. There are websites that will help, like Fiverr. Somebody was mentioning about Fiverr. Yeah, I don't have a banner yet. And then you're talking about how to put at the end of your video, you put 2 other videos up. So I have to figure it out. All right, I'm gonna put I'm gonna post the link again if anybody wants to pop back in. Help me out a little bit. I'm like dozing, not dozing, but you know what I'm saying. I thought my Aunt Susie or Aunt Beth might pop in here and say something in the chat. Matter of fact, let me see. I'm gonna search. You guys ever like see who's in the chat and search? And how do you do? You pull up somebody else's. Let me see. I'm gonna figure that. Maybe I'll figure that out. Share screen. I don't know. I'm not gonna mess with it. I don't want to mess with the screen. I'll figure it out later. Oh, here we go. Uh-oh. Who's first?
Hello,
Who's
how are you
second?
doing tonight?
Hey man, what's up?
Oh, got Glenn.
You know, John.
How you doing tonight, brother?
Remember, I'm senior.
Number 2 and number 1.
I'm John 2, and that's John 1 right there.
Yeah.
So hey, hey John, I'm gonna go get my big gun and show you. You guys talk for a second, okay?
Okay.
All right, hold on.
Big gun.
Big guns. And if Brady was here, he'd be going like this.
What the hells?
It's thunder and lightning.
What, they're in here?
All right, I'll be back
What
in
have you been up to? What have you been up to, Glenn?
Not much. How's the store going?
Oh, pretty good. I just bought 2 storage lockers, and today in the one I'm getting ready to edit the video, I
Who's
could
radio
probably make
though?
2 or 3 videos out of it. I got deer antlers. Hello.
Hello, kid.
Hi.
Whatever your name is. John's kid.
Is your name
John's
Kevin?
video.
Is your name Kevin?
No.
Is it Steve? You look like a Bill.
Campaign HQ, which takes you inside presidential campaigns. No one knows more about that than me. David,
Are you interested in politics?
the way your reaction to this huge swing,
I got my little streaker behind me.
Yeah.
37%.
Now what? You to go pick stuff up, Bobby.
Now that's up to
Pick it
47.
up.
It's been incredible.
Here.
I think that
Oh, bazooka.
citizens and voters learn more about what goes on in the country.
Have you
Well,
seen
that's
this?
good.
The conspiracy. I think they believe an inquiry is appropriate.
That is cool.
Wow.
Dr.
Shit, I didn't know. I thought, all that noise was me.
Elmer Fudd, and I went around and administered swine flu shots.
Is that they shoot out pigs or something?
It
T-shirt.
should. See, I put a little pig on the gun sight up front,
Dad, put it on.
Is that like a t-shirt gun?
Dad, put it
and
on.
the best part of the whole thing is it's got a little soup can on the side to put your beer bottle. What are you doing?
I'll show you.
So anyway, so that's a big gun, man. I got to get rid of this thing.
Uh-oh. No. Earthquake. Look what you. That's cool, though.
Yeah, something different.
Well, John, looks like you're getting more and more stuff in your store.
Yeah, it gets full, then it gets empty, then it gets full, then it gets empty.
Yeah.
Well,
It's never full though.
I guess that's good, huh?
Yeah.
Are you starting to get like those repeat customers that come in looking for that certain item, or?
Yeah, we have some repeat customers, but most of our people are from out of town.
All right.
Hey, what happened? Everybody left.
I'm here.
Glenn's here.
But can you like take pictures and do like a online, not like on like an eBay deal, but like a store, if they come in from out of state, say they come to our website, and if you see the picture, email us and we'll see if we can send it to you instead of doing eBay.
Yeah.
Do direct marketing with them.
I had one lady want to buy something, and we kind of dropped the ball on it, and we never. I don't even know where it's at now. It was a picture.
Yeah, well, I didn't want to ship it. That's why it was in the store.
Yeah, my wife goes, I didn't want to ship it. That's why it was in the store. She's not as nice as me.
So I like John one. I liked your vintage clothes that you dressed your son up in. Those were cool.
Yeah, the weird thing is me standing in the window filling up the mannequin while I'm trying to put clothes on her. I'm like, somebody's going to drive by and they're going to call the cops on me for being lewd or something. Like, there's only so many places you can grab a mannequin without any arms. I'm like, lordy.
I did one time. My aunt was in charge of Raleigh's department store, and she did all they were up in Washington, D.C., and she was the visual merchandising manager, and she always needed help during Christmas. And so we'd go up there and hang out and all that. And that's the way you carry a mannequin, man, is you got to grab him in the crotch and carry him through the mall.
Right? That's funny. Trying to see if I don't think I took any pictures of anything that I found today. I took a picture of the cleaned out shed, and that was it. Well. Yeah, I was hoping that I found some really cool stuff in that storage shed that I bought. I bought a couple of I got 2 pairs of antlers. One was a 10 point, and the other 2 were 8 points.
Right.
Well, one was a 9 because it had a tine broke off. So those are really cool. I found some other little knick-knacky stuff. I found this little, you know what Tai Chi balls are?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I found one that was a heart. So I thought that was kind of cool. It clanged and chimed like a heart. And I found a bunch of, I found a thing from, I don't know what this is. I found a thing from 1840, and it says United States of America on it, and it was $1,000 note. Like $1,000 bill or something. But it was in the thing that I don't know where it came from, but it was signed with legitimate ink on it. It was, I don't know, it was interesting. But it came with a bunch of other paraphernalia. The gentleman at some point had written the first lady ever to run for president of the United States. And I've got like 5 or 6 letters that they sent back and forth, which is really interesting. A lot of ephemera, like crazy, some crazy stuff, like pretty interesting stuff.
So what'd you find out about your Morgan dollars from Wish?
I have never even messed with it.
Yeah. Somebody else posted something similar to that, and of course people can counterfeit all that stuff.
I never even messed with it. I didn't. It's still sitting right here on my desk, right here on top of the Wish thing.
Right.
I'll probably end up showing.
Did you see that coin, Glenn?
I saw a little bit of it.
I mean, it's a Wish coin that he paid under $3 for it, and it looks, pretty realistic, but it's not real.
Right.
You know what would be fun to do with this is to take this and get some kind of industrial adhesive and right out in front of my shop,
Glue it to the sidewalk.
glue it to the sidewalk.
That would be hilarious. Like put it like right in a corner somewhere where it kind of got kicked up in the corner, or
I want it right out in the open, like just obvious that it's there,
right.
and just to see how many people bend over and try to pick it up.
And if they get it off, they deserve it.
Yeah, that would be absolutely hilarious.
Honestly,
King Arthur's sword, you know.
and that'd be a good YouTube video. You just film it, glue it on there, put some trash on it so it dries, let it dry for half a day or whatever, a day, then sweep the trash off the next day, and then film it on YouTube. It'd be funny. It'd be like a prank.
Yeah, it'd be pretty funny. Put it in the window, but I'd have to do it and let it dry.
Right.
And I'll pull out
So
the pocket knife and go pry it open.
What I would do is find an industrial adhesive and glue it to the concrete, and then like find me like a cone or something to set over it until it was good and dry. That would be hilarious. Private PVT King. Hey again. Hello. Is that private? PVT
Yeah, it looks like
King.
Private King. Yeah.
Welcome back. Is he the guy that found you just on the
on
the
the
live?
whatever. Yeah.
That's
I can't
cool.
imagine.
Welcome.
Normally, you've got about 50 viewers before you even pop up on there. So
Yeah.
either it's a really super slow night or something.
But there's some neat stuff in there. I'm going to go back through videos on that last storage and go over some of the stuff that's in the totes. Maybe go do a live or something.
So what's about,
Yeah.
John? Was that in
That's a
your
bad
storage?
RA buy. My internet's horrible.
When did you buy those?
It's a bad RA.
When did you buy them?
Oh, I bought them last year, Glenn. I've been sitting on them
Okay,
things.
I thought that maybe it was recent. I had to say, if you didn't
So-
buy them within the first 30 days or even first 2 weeks and sell them, you're in trouble.
Yeah, I bought them, but I didn't sell them. That was the problem. I thought if I set on them, I would do okay.
Right.
I think Steve Alcorn had some left over too.
I was about
Didn't
to say that too. Steve Alcorn got some.
He didn't have as many as me. I'm hoping that they sell.
I think if you got to sit on them probably for a couple of years or longer, I bet.
Probably. If I can get 20, I figured I can get what Walmart's getting out of them. So
Right.
I'm not gonna sell them that quick.
Yeah, you just want to get your cash back out of it, huh?
Yeah,
You break even on it, it'd be great.
yeah. Just get the money back out and put it back on the credit card. I paid $4,500 on my credit card the other day, and whenever I bought my building, my credit score plummeted from like 770 all the way down to like 707, and I was like, daggum. And I don't even know why my credit score was below 800. I've never made a late payment on anything in my life. But it's just the way it works out. My wife goes in there and she gets rough with them boys. Shut up. Like they start mouthing her and she's about ready to say,
Well, I'm like not super talkative anymore.
Yeah, I got to go drop my truck off. The AC's screwed up on it. That's gonna be a 2-day job.
that's crazy. In my Yukon.
Well, they got to take the dash out. There's a door, what do they call it, an accelerator or something like that. And there's only 1 mile of Ford where you have to take the whole dash out.
The blend door.
And I mentioned it to other people, and they were mechanics. And before I can even finish what I was talking about, they knew. oh yeah, you must have got a Ford. Yeah. And it's like I brought it to the dealership, and it cost like it would cost close to $1,700 to do it. So I'm gonna bring it to my regular mechanic. I thought it was gonna be covered under my extended warranty, and it wasn't. So I said, don't worry about it, and I said I'll come back later, and all that. But like I said, I've got to drop it off my regular mechanic. I've been using it like for 40 years, and he said, hopefully he should be able to do it about $800.
It wasn't covered under your extended warranty.
No, I brought it there, and it cost $150 for them to look at it. For them to diagnose it and all that.
What's the extended warranty's good for then?
That's what I'm saying. And I had a water pump problem, but it was a little piece connected to the water pump. Well, that's not part of the water pump technically, and all that. So when I don't show up, for that $17, and I got the questionnaire already, how was your visit? So I get my what do you call them? Oh yeah, it only cost me $800 to get my other mechanic to do it, and like that I've been using for 40 years. So it's not like a Yahoo I'm getting to do it. I mean, it's a person I've been dealing with since I've been 16 years old.
It makes absolutely no sense. It makes absolutely no sense.
Why about, like you said, buy extended warranty? If they're not going to cover it. So, but when I fill out that questionnaire, I'm gonna let them know this is the second time I brought my vehicle to y'all, and y'all didn't. The extended warranty didn't pay for it. What's the $2,000 I paid for good for then?
Yeah, it's just like those home warranties sometimes. They're not always what they're supposed to be.
Right.
Makes absolutely no sense, my brother. Why in the world would you have to pay for an extended warranty and then they don't cover anything? Is it just drivetrain or something?
Mm-hmm.
Like if the motor blows
it's part of the blower, which they say, yeah, it's covered, but when they get into it, it's not really your blower that's bad, it's this.
I guess you could always be like,
now Bill and Dylan's the same person that's at Ford dealership for like 6 years on and off, since day one, since I had my oil change. Every oil change on my truck's been done by the Ford dealership.
So John, you got, or Glenn, you guys don't sell on Amazon, do you?
No, I don't.
Okay.
eBay. I need to learn how to do it.
I had merchant fulfilled order today. I haven't had one in probably about 5 or 6 weeks, and I can't remember my login on how to get into my Seller Central account.
Oh man!
And so it's tough to call customer service, as big as Amazon is. Mm-hmm. And so I submitted a request for help, and it's 24-hour turnaround. But I like getting the stuff shipped out quick. It's supposed to ship tomorrow, so I might ship it if I can pull the address off my phone, and I'm supposed to ship it with an invoice, and it's just not going to have an invoice. I've done shipments before without an invoice. And then, if I screw up, then it's just meant I'm not supposed to have an Amazon account, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
So, John, will your store pick up before Christmas, right? Because everybody will be turning in stuff for cash, won't they?
I hope so.
Yeah. Do you do any local advertising at all? Like, is there a community newspaper or do you do any promoting of your store, real estate offices, whatever? I don't know what your demographic is.
I don't do really any advertisement other than my YouTube channel and just putting stuff out on the sidewalk.
Right.
I probably should.
I don't know. That was one of our things is, we just did that just junking flea market thing, and she was new, so she didn't have money to put into advertising.
We don't. There's an opportunity coming up called the trunk or treat, but as a family, we don't really celebrate Halloween. My wife's talking to my son. I thought she was talking to me. That we don't do trick or treating, and we don't do Halloween.
Right.
So we don't really participate in that. It would be a good opportunity for my store, but it's just not something that we want to participate in as a family, so we don't. Now other people can. I'm not standing in judgment of anyone. I mean, each person, the Bible says we have to work out our own salvation with fear and trembling. So it's just something that me and my wife has kind of decided that it would just be, something we don't want to do. But the Christmas thing, they have a thing called Miracles on Main Street, and I'm a big proponent of Christmas, but traditional Christmas. Yet again, we're kind of weird. We don't do traditional Christmas. Like for a long time, we haven't put up a tree, and we do things a little bit different. We bake a birthday cake for Jesus. So that's what I thought about doing is for my store is making a huge cake or a couple of huge cakes and doing Jesus birthday cakes or something like that.
Right.
And put Happy Birthday Jesus in the window. And I mean, I understand that isn't when Jesus was born, but it's the day we celebrate it on. And it would be really cool because then it would be have a birthday party for Jesus and have people come in and give them party hats and have the whole place decorated up like a big birthday. And I just think it would be cool to do something like that.
Yeah, starting this week, probably going to any mall in this United States and they'll be playing Christmas music, once it turns October 1st.
Does it start?
Yeah.
Lowe's is already setting up, and Walmart's already got Christmas trees up.
They do. 100 degrees outside, and they got Christmas trees up. Sorry, I'm just not feeling it yet, Walmart.
Well, I mean, if you're in Florida, you expect the heat and Christmas trees, but you're up north, it's hot. Too early for Christmas trees.
Well, back in the day, it used to be the day after Thanksgiving, that Friday. So when they started playing Christmas music, putting up the decorations in the mall, not October,
Right.
And Black Friday was, Black Friday only had a certain amount of stores. It was usually after, 6 o'clock or something like that. Or now it's Thanksgiving morning,
Yeah, I'm debating on, since I'll be in Nashville for Thanksgiving, if I really want to even do any Black Friday shopping. Which I might try some retail arbitrage online because you don't have to leave your house, have it shipped right to you, and then focus on stuff that year-round sellers like Tupperware and Pyrex and all that stuff. Cuisinart.
And do y'all have there's a place called in Nashville called Give Me a 5?
Nope.
Yeah, you need to go to that. They got really good killer prices. We went through it one day. Me, Scott, and Harlan and all that.
Give me 5. Give me 5.
It's Give Me 5. Yeah, I think it starts out with it Saturday. It starts at every item's $5, but it's like high-end items too. But you got to be there very, very early when they open, and it can be like a couple hundred people in line. But by the end of the day, all the good stuff is gone. But all those items in those baskets by end of Friday, I think, every day drops down. I think Friday is like 25 cents a piece. So it keeps going down almost like $1 or something, and it gets down to like 25 cents.
So when did it start off at $5? What day?
I think Saturday. I'm not 100%.
Saturday. Okay.
Give Me a 5. But we went in there, and it's kind of like Goodwill bins. You got all these bins and all that, and there was just nothing there,
So they're buying probably truckloads at wholesale.
Well, I think they get a lot of Amazon returns. From what I understand, it is, or certain returns. But they said the best day even for the good $5 items is like you get in line at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Wow.
Everybody's in there just getting anything they can. And
I can see that really going well with my in-laws. We're there to spend family time for Thanksgiving, and I'm in line at Give Me 5 at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Well, I guess you can get online and figure out, how their system works, what days what, all that. But
So Valtra, the dumpster diver, she's I guess in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I was saying I heard that they're going to replace the flea market with the soccer stadium.
yeah, we were there at the flea market. They didn't have it very much. I bought a pair. I don't know if you saw my video of all the stuff I bought in Nashville, but the only thing I found there was a pair of tennis shoes.
Right.
That.
But she said they were going to keep the flea market and build the stadium kind of right next to the flea market. And I said, that's probably smart because a lot of the clientele for a flea market are probably the same ones that are going to go to the soccer game.
Yeah. Well, I heard they moved the flea market already, but they already have a location for it. But the way I understood it's going to be basically a soccer stadium. I guess it's a major league soccer stadium, not like a kid's stadium.
Right. So what was the story on who was the was it one of the bearded the what the hells and all that? They bought a unit for 7,000 and somebody flipped it for like 54. What was
Mike, the storage pirate.
Yeah, what did he do? What was in it? What was the deal?
He had a lot of knick-knack stuff. He sold it right off the bat. If you listen to the video last night.
Yeah, I was listening to him talk about it. He was in a hotel room and he was talking about it where it was a quick flip because somebody helped him out on flipping it or whatever.
Right. Or he said he flipped a couple items with like 14,000 he made right off the bat. Then his buddy, when the Grimes, they own an auction company. So they did like a 2-week deal. One was like a part phase 1 and a phase 2. And I think it was like 58,000. So it was what 41,000 they made or something like that. Or
so it's practically a no-touch deal where he bought it and then he really didn't even have to touch it, right? Because it pretty much went in to the auction company, right?
Right. Well, yeah, his buddy with the Grimes, which is in Dallas. Actually, I don't know how they did it.
Right.
He's in California. The Grimes were in Dallas, whatever area. But I think, like you said, he made 14,000 right off the bat, and I don't know what he sold, and the rest was, out of the 58,000 was, the auction.
I mean, for some people that would be like a year's income. He could sit back for and just chill out, man.
Right.
But he's in California, so it's like 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Right. And if you listen
But the thing is,
he was doing the video from where his son was staying at, because it's him and his daughter living in a hotel right now. He tells us and all that because basically he was kind of homeless and sold everything in the house and
yeah, that's what didn't he say? He started off with $3 or something?
$3, basically, like $1 or $3, and, snowballing it and all that.
Yeah.
And when you go buy a $7,000 unit, that's some serious change and.
That's some serious faith too, man. You're going out on, that's a lot of money.
Yeah, especially when you don't have much to begin with.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, it's neat. I love stories like that. It's like, he was willing to take the risk.
Right. And I guess he saw some stuff in there, because when you open that, I don't know how, what $7,000, how big it was or whatever, but when they open that door, you got to be looking at, okay, I can make, 100 there, 100 there, 100 there, and all that. And how many bidders were there for that 7,000? He never did say that. I like to know how many people were there bidding.
Right.
They got him that $7,000. Yeah, so they started out like at 1,000, or did it start at like? Like I said, some of the storage shows, kind of ruined it for doing the storage. Really actually buying them right. You get some Yahoo who just wanting to bid stuff and doesn't realize what he's doing.
I used to work for auction company back before all that stuff went, on TV.
Well, see where my shop's at. There used to be a little junk shop, I could have been there every once in a while to little buy stuff a little bit. My dad would go in there and buy a lot of the tools over there. But he was buying basically storage units, and that's how he was making his money and all that. But I wish he was still alive, and I would have went over there and learned how to do what he was doing. Because like I said, I didn't start doing this till a few years ago. This was like 15 years ago, maybe 20, probably closer to 20 years ago. And all that, but he bought one unit, and word got out. He had a bar unit or something. He bought. It was over $3 grand that he made on like $100 unit. And word got out. So the next time they had a auction deal, they said it was just so many people there. They were bidding crazy.
Right.
And all that. So it kind of ruined. I guess when they got out, that he made $3,000 on that one unit, it kind of ruined it.
Yeah, it's tough. You kind of you want to like not brag, but just share your success,
Right.
and then everybody thinks they can do what you do.
But what's funny, he used to sell a lot of new stuff. Like these cheap wristwatches and all that. Brand new, for like $5 and lifetime guarantee.
Right.
My dad said, "How can you sell a watch and lifetime guarantee?" Every time he was in there, and they would come in there and say, "Hey, my watch is not working," and all that. But he was saying it's funny. He'd give him another watch because you only pay him like $1 for it, or less than that. But he said when they come back to get a new watch, they're going to spend money and buy other items. They're going to buy like $10 for stuff.
So that was his.
So I'm coming out ahead.
Yeah, that was his cost loser.
So I mean, basically giving out free watches, a lifetime. Cause I know somebody bought. When we were in New York one time, he bought these like for $20 or $15. He bought 3 watches, and he came in a year later. I said, "How are those watches working?" He said, "Yeah, 2 of them. One stopped working a few days later. Other one a month. The other one I still have."
I used to manage a Fastenal industrial supply store, and we sold a lot of Makita hand tools, and they came with a 1-year warranty on the batteries. And I had one of my shops that I'd sell to religiously. They'd come in at 11 and a half months,
right,
and turn those batteries in. And he ran for about 4 years on that warranty. He'd replace them every 11 and a half months. He'd get a new battery, because that's what's expensive are the batteries. It's not the tool. If you had to buy new batteries.
Well, it's just like buying a copying machine. It's not the copier. You pay him basically $100 for a toner, and the machines. If you broke it down, it'd be $10.
Right.
And I had one of those type machines, and it was costing me over $100. I said, "Screw this! Let's go buy a whole printer for the price of the ink." Oh, John, y'all gonna be open? Y'all open tomorrow, or what days is it, like Wednesday through Saturday?
Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday. I'll probably go to Farmington tomorrow, and maybe.
Are you starting to weed out a lot of stuff in the house where there's not all the inventories in your house?
I've got two of my like 8 or 12 sections. I can't remember how many I have in the basement.
Right.
It's a store full, and that's just stuff that I've taken to the store and listed. Nothing comes into the house anymore.
Right.
I do a little bit of stuff behind me, but it's stuff that needs to go to the store.
Right.
And yeah, so I've Judah, are you dancing in there, buddy? I think my son's tap dancing in the kitchen. But I've got a little bit of stuff that needs to go into the store, and I've got some totes in there with stuff that's listed that need to go into the store. And but nothing comes home anymore. I take photos there, and then I come home, and like I said here on our list, I have this photo booth right here.
Right.
But it's probably gonna go bye-bye because I don't really need it.
Right.
I mean, I might keep it here because if I buy something on my day off and I'm like, oh, I need to take a quick picture of it.
Right.
But I could just run into the store and I could have this little space behind me back, and that would be nice too. I don't know what I'm gonna do.
Well, it makes it nice when you come in. You don't have all that. You're not looking at work. That's why the room I'm in now is basically, I keep my stuff in. My bedroom, bathroom, living room, kitchen, dining room. and all that in this apartment. This one room is dedicated to my stuff. I don't have to look at it. I had stuff before, and all the other rooms just kind of piled up. And it was getting to me.
That's what I got to do, Glenn. I've got to start cleaning out my house because it's taking over.
Yeah. So like I said, I have everything basically in this one room. So I don't like I said, everything else is, eBay free or storage free in all the other rooms. But like I said, I need to find me like a house with like 4 or 5 bedrooms so I can put all this stuff in.
We've got one of the ladies that comes to our reseller meetup every month. She sells mainly on Facebook Marketplace.
Right.
I think her first husband passed away. She kept her old house. She remarried. They moved into another house, and she kept the old house as her warehouse. And she's got
what it costs, if it's paid for and all that. And if you go rent a storage unit, if you sold it, and all of a sudden you want to get a storage unit or some little mini building, you're going to pay for it. Say, heck, a house, it's a whole lot cheaper.
Yeah. And well, I guess you can't write it off, right? Because if it's paid for.
Yeah, I'm not sure you can write it off, but you can claim it as far as space. I'm not. Or you sell it. You rent it to yourself.
Right.
There's a lot of certain things you can do. I think you can rent something to yourself. I'm not sure how it works. I guess it's different states and different laws, but I find like garage sales, and I sell it to myself, for work. So if I pay $2 for it, depending on what it is, I might do $2 as a quick, or I might do it for, $5 or $10.
If I had a warehouse, I'd fill that thing up, but I'm not sure I'd have the habit to list it as quickly as I filled it up. The
only thing about Fourth Bank Market, I took a lot. I'm selling a lot of my furniture right now because my mom is moving, and I'm getting a lot of their stuff, because it's a lot newer than my stuff. And like I said, I had like 3 or 4 items that, a lot of stuff. What's the dimensions? And one of them said, "Well, I can't drive." I said, and I feel like, texting them back. Well, if you can't drive, why, tell me, you want it, it's up to you to find somebody that can drive, I'm not worried about if you can drive or not. But finally, one guy actually showed up today, bought a little dress, my nightstand for $30, but I had like 5 people that wanted it. And I almost said, instead of, playing favorites, kind of say, "Oh, since you're first," I just put, "Hey, first come, first serve." And he was here right at 7 o'clock, and he got it. So once I do that, anything containing that nightstand just disappear on Facebook once I put sold. Well, now I got a table. I got about 8 people interested in it. But like I said, nobody showed today for it. So, the biggest thing about getting the table out of this apartment is I got to make sure the parking space in front of my door is vacant, because if not, I got to find out whose vehicle that is, and we'll knock on the door and say, "Hey, can you move your car for like 2 minutes?"
Right.
And there's no way getting a giant wooden kitchen table, parked car out of my door. And they have to be after 6 o'clock too, or between 6 and 8. But like I said, I'm everybody tomorrow, hey, if you want that table, come and get it,
I had an entertainment center, and somebody asked me, "Hey, would you be willing to donate it to our school?" And I didn't want to haul it back in the house. I said, "Sure, I'll donate to their school."
Come get it.
Then they go, "Can you deliver it? It's only 40-minute drive." I'm like, no. All right, I'm about done with my junk mail, and I've got to be up by like 6:30 tomorrow morning.
Yeah, I got to be up at about 6:30 myself.
I don't have to be up at
then we'll go to rental car for 2 days.
Hey, I get to go to the state fair though, so it'll be actually a fun day.
Yeah.
I just have to get there,
The state fair.
And what state are you in again? I forget.
Virginia.
Virginia, okay.
Yeah, they used to do the state fair right at where the racetrack is, NASCAR racetrack is.
Bristol.
and then they moved it up to the birthplace of Secretariat, the racehorse.
Right.
And it's a kind of a rolling, almost rolling hills. It's not rolling hills, but it's kind of rolling property. It's kind of pretty, and so a lot nicer location. And I like going and seeing all like the vegetables and the farm animals and the chickens and the pigs and all the displays.
Well, Bristol's not too far from like Tennessee line, right?
No, I'm not in Bristol. I'm in Richmond. All right.
You were talking about Bristol, right?
No. Yeah, I was talking about racetrack, but I'm talking about RIC.
Okay.
Richmond. So I just got to get there and do my Skills USA service.
I mean, these people are on Facebook don't have a clue. I put they want to know where I live at. They say Baton Rouge, the street and all that, and they reply, Baton Rouge, yes, you know. And they reply back, you realize, well, that's too far.
Right.
And when the post it says Baton Rouge, you know.
If they say kindly it's too far, then you know it's really a scam.
Right.
All right, Draft Fork Diva said good night.
Good night, everybody.
So John won and Glenn won. Thank you all for popping in.
See you, everybody.
Thank you guys.
You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Have fun getting up tomorrow morning, 6:30, Glenn. See you, John.
See ya.
Buenas noches. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.